She's not a girl who misses much. A doobie doobie dooboo. Oh, yeah.
You don't want to get mixed up with a guy like me. I'm a loner, Daddy. A rebel.
Let's go.
Sunrise on the horizon. Sky is blue, no denying. News with Skyjack Morgan. Bright and early new dawn. Every headline, every story. Here's your morning, some glory. Stay informed, stay tuned as the day greets new blue. Good morning.
Good morning. It's a beautiful Wednesday. Can you believe that we've made it this far?
Join us on this daily ride with your morning side by side. Catch the latest, feel the vibe. Sky will keep you well supplied. Good morning headlines with Skyjack Morgan. Start your day just fine. Information for you, darling.
Yes, it is the #1 news reaction show on YouTube. Don't forget it. Yes, 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 yes. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for being here, everybody. Thank you. It's a beautiful day in America. It's a beautiful day to be an American. I mean, hey, we're at war. That's what we wanted, right? That's what we voted for. That's what you voted for. That's what I voted. That's what we all voted for, was more war. 4 more wars. 4 more wars. I remember they were screaming that. 4 more wars. And we were like, no, no, no. He hates war. He hates war. He hates it. Here we are. Bombing school kids and having a great time doing it. Looking fantastic doing it, too. Hate speaker Sargon of Akkad says, time for the daily reading of the DNC press copy, brought to you by Skyjack Morgan. Oh, aren't you so clever? Aren't you so clever? Let's go, GLC Simulator. All right, I like it. I like it. Thank you so much. Get leftist cringe GLC. What is it with you? I don't even know what GLC stands for. What does GLC stand? What does GLC stand for? I don't even know what GLC stands for, man. I'm sorry. I don't even know. I don't know all your weird little acronyms, man. It took me forever to figure out what QAnon meant, man. I don't know what these things mean. I try to keep up, but I don't know. I don't know what it means, a GLC. Does anyone? I know what a GMC, like General Motors Company. I know what GNC, General Nutrition Company or something like General Nutrition Center. I know what that is. That's where I get my Yohimbe, so I stay young and virile. Yeah, you should try it. You should try it. It's good. It's good stuff. You'd like it. You'd like it a lot. Yeah. Today we'll do an afterglow after the show. I think, and maybe we'll do an after dark today too, because the last one, the audio was messed up. I kind of just want to redo it. You know, life is short. Let's just redo it, baby. Let's just redo this thing. Life is so full of wonder and adventure. Gay leftist cringe. Is that what that stands for? Gay leftist cringe. Oh, well, ain't that funny. Finally working on a wood chipper emoji. I like, it's just a red poop emoji. Is that what it is? Because that's what people look like on the other side of a wood chipper. What do you think? Should we put Joe Rogan in the wood chipper? He was the one that was like, isn't it kind of his fault? Remember when Dana White thanked him when Donald Trump won the election after Elon Musk paid people to vote for him? Remember when that happened? And Dana White got on TV and said, the incomparable, the indefatigable, the immaculate, the beautiful, the sexy Joe Rogan. Remember when he said that? It was weird, right? Everyone remembers that, right? It was weird. America laughingstock. Oh no. Are we the laughingstock again? I thought we were having a good time. I thought we were the cool guys. I don't know. 7 viewers. Oh no, only 7. Well, we just started. Take it easy. 4 likes. Oh no, only 4 likes. Hit the like button. I always forget to tell people. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. Hits the thumb button, the one with the thumb on it. Take the thumb, put it up your butt, and make sure you stick it someplace. Stick that thumb someplace. If you hit the like button, it's for a robust and exciting conversation in the chat. If you hit the subscribe button, it's because you like to hear what an anarchist thinks about the government. Not Joe Rogan's fault. It's all the idiots who follow cult leaders. But the thing is, America's full of cults, man. We got a lot of cults. If you think about it, we only hear about the really bad cults, but the country's full of cults. Like, we're lousy with cults. We got so many cults. You trip over cults walking down the street. We got so many, man. We got too many cults. So this idea that, okay, idiots who follow cult leaders. Look, I'm trying to tell people to stop. Every corporation's a cult leader. Listen to what they say about their CEOs. I trust him. I trust him to do what he has to do. I trust him. He's the best person for the job. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. America, we're all about peace and freedom and revolution and rebellion until it's like, oh, I will stand here for 10 hours, boss. Whatever you say, boss. Yes, boss. Yes, I will stand here for 10 hours, boss. I'll do whatever you say, boss. I mean, it's weird. It's weird. But Joe Rogan, I mean, he's got his own cult, right? America is a cult. Maybe. It's not supposed to be, though. Don't you think it's kind of become a cult? It wasn't always a cult. It didn't have to be this way. It could have not been a cult, you know. We were doing okay for a while, putting tea in the harbor or whatever, putting tea in the Chesapeake Bay, wherever the hell they were doing that, Boston. Sticking tea in the bay over in Boston. I think it was the Chesapeake. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've been to the East Coast. Not that long, but still, I don't know my East Coast geography very well. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Trump didn't go to Jesse Jackson's service. Chicago got him punked. Man. Could you imagine Donald Trump at Jesse Jackson's service? Come on, man. This is a guy that didn't want to put the flags at half-mast when John McCain died. This is a guy who didn't want to put the flags at half-mast when Carter died. He's not a good guy. Donald Trump's not a good guy. He's not one of the good guys. He's a child trafficker and a con man from New York City that continues to hoodwink Americans every single day. It's shocking, really, if you think about it. It's shocking. I shaved my face today, you know. It feels so fresh and so clean. And I use this thing, L'Occitane. L'Occitane? I don't know. L'Occitane. L'Occitane. Cade. I love it. I love it. But you know, you ever do the thing where you put like some aftershave on and you get it like maybe you get a little bit on your tongue and the tip of your tongue is all numb for a little bit. That's what I'm going through over here. That's what I'm going through. It's based. Yes. It could have been so cool, right? America could have been so cool. I feel like it was kind of cool for a little while. Not for everybody, but like the dream of it was pretty cool, right? Peace for everybody. No, a piece of everything for everybody. Oh no. I don't know what was the theme before? All men are created equal. Trust me. All men are created equal. We can do this. I think that's what the vibe was originally. Don't you think? You couldn't do anything to Joe Rogan. I couldn't do anything to Joe Rogan? Why not? I could do things to Joe Rogan. What do you mean? I could do lots of things to Joe Rogan. I could do all sorts of things to Joe Rogan. What do you mean? And he'd like it. That guy always talks about how he wants to feel a dick up inside him. So, I mean, he constantly talks about it. So, I mean, you could do a lot of things to Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan can have things done to him. Joe Rogan is the man. Does not surprise me that superfan Adams Otto thinks that Joe Rogan is the man. That doesn't surprise me even a little bit. Joe Rogan's the man, huh? Yeah, he's the smart one. He's the smart American. Don't worry. Yeah, he's the good guy. He got you to vote for Donald Trump and you never stopped, did you? You just love him. Yeah, I just love him. America was cool until the social contagion of transgenderism. Oh my God. The left became prevalent. The left! You guys, you always sound like Rush Limbaugh to me. The liberals are destroying America. The left has never caught on in America, dumb shit. America is a conservative country. America has had conservative ideology from the very beginning. I mean, they literally baked in the 3/5 compromise saying that black people are only worth 3/5 of a white person. I mean, this is in our founding documents. You want to say that this is a leftist country? This has never been a leftist country. What the hell are you talking about, man? Transgenderism. What ideology is transgenderism? I'd love to know what you mean by that. Transgenderism? What is transgenderism? Does that mean that people who believe in transgendered humans, is that what that is? I don't know what transgenderism. Wow. Nice. You never heard that once. Well, you should look it up. He always says that he wishes that he could be a woman for a day so he could feel what it feels like to have a penis inside of him. He says it a lot. It's weird. It's like Joe Rogan's got it on the brain a lot. He says it a lot. He's toned it down lately because we're starting to get weirded out by it. But he said it on stage a bunch of times. He said it on his show a bunch of times. It's weird, dude. Life eats life, and I'd like a dick up in me. It's very weird. I mean, it's not weird if people want to have that. It's not weird if people want that. If you want it, you want it. You gotta. The heart wants what the heart wants. But it's weird that Joe Rogan, that he wants it. That particular human, that he constantly is talking about it is weird. Joe Rogan is loved by millions more people than you, bro. Nobody gives a fuck about you. Care, Adams Auto. We've got overlap. Me and Joe, we got overlap. You love me. And Joe Rogan loves Joe. You love Joe Rogan and you love me. That's what's so great about America. You can love both. Ain't that fun? Ain't that fun? I think it's great. People care about me. People care a lot about me. Don't say that people don't care about me. In fact, I feel like I've got more real relationships than Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan only has relationship with people who think they can get something out of him, or stans like you, Adams Auto. You're standing, buddy. You pay a lot of attention to that man weird. To Joe Rogan? Of course. I pay a lot of attention to Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan, up until recently, was the #1 podcaster in America, in the world, I think. I don't think that, I pay a lot of attention to Jesse Waters, too. I pay a lot of attention to Greg Gutfeld. I pay attention to right-wing conservative podcasters and stuff. It's kind of what I do. I don't know if you noticed that, hey, Speaker Sargon of Akkad. It's a lot of what I do is watch right-wing media. It's a thing. And so when people tell me like, oh, you must love CNN, it's like, man, I barely watch CNN. I do sometimes watch a CNN clip here and there, but like mostly I watch Fox News, Newsmax, AON, what's that one? And a ton of right-wing podcasters and stuff. Charlie Kirk. Yeah. Anywho, what did he do this time? Well, Joe Rogan, we're going to talk about it. Joe Rogan has decided that, wow, he can't believe we're at war. He's against war now. He's so against it. He's so against the war now. He can't believe Donald Trump is fucking us. He said the same thing about ICE. He's against it. He can't believe that ICE is doing all of these horrible things. He just can't stomach it, Joe Rogan. Huh. It's his fault that we're in this mess, at least in part. Right? I mean, Joe Rogan had him on his show and he made it a big deal about got the endorsement. Dana White even thanked him. You're a mess reaction guy, not only a podcast critic. You don't ever put podcasts on your shoe, but you really into BO today. Into BEO today. BEO. BEO. You're really into BEO. Man, I don't know any of your initialisms, bro. I don't know what BEO is, but I do put podcasts on my shoes. The thing is, for YouTube, it's a little hard to put podcasts on a live show. I've tried it. I've tried doing it. It's weird. It's like me staring into a camera or like a piece of or I got to edit out little pieces. It's hard to take little pieces of a 3-hour show by Joe Rogan that I listened on double speed to, and I got to put it on the internet and then react to it. It's very difficult to set all that up, but whatever, man. You guys, you got a whole thing. Oh, bro, sorry. Into bro today. But you really into bro today. See, this is not my fault. You're going to say that, oh, you called me out for using autocorrect or something. Man, you said BEO. I don't know what that means. You know? I don't know what that means. But bro, you meant bro. Got it. You're the one that uses these little initialisms that I don't know what, like GLC. I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't know what that is. And then when you say GEO or BEO, I'm supposed to know that's a spello or a typo or whatever. Anyway, my name is Skyjack Morgan, independent news and culture commentator. You ignore that Sky. I'm a conservative. Look, I'm a conservative. I think that the government should mind its own business and I should have my guns, and everyone should have a gun in America until they ban guns in the hands of police officers. We should have guns. Every American. It's a mandatory thing. If you don't have a gun in America, what are you doing? Exercise your rights. Too many acronyms, too little time. Exactly. Yes, exactly. Sky tells people to critically think, not who to vote for. It's, that's what's funny. People ask me, I had a comment on one of my videos that was like, Donald Trump's the best. Who do you think we should vote for instead of Donald Trump? And I'm like, Donald Trump's never going to run for another office for the rest of his life. Donald Trump will never run for another office for the rest of his life. If he is president in 2029, it'll be because he has never, because he didn't have an election, not because he won another election. So when you ask me, like, who should I vote for? I'm not telling people how to vote. I'm telling you to use your goddamn brain, question authority, challenge the status quo, affect change. Put your middle fingers up to both houses. Don't vote for people who choose party over people. Don't vote for candidates that choose party over people. This shouldn't be a tough one at all. If you're Republican first and then you're Texan, that's a problem. If you're from the 40th district of California and you think that republicanism is more important than your district, you aren't a good delegate, plain and simple, irrespective of party. Same thing with the Democrats. If you are a Democrat from the 6th district of wherever, the 6th district of, let's say, I don't know, Connecticut, and you think that your party affiliation and the loyalty to your party is more important than the loyalty to the people of the 6th district of Connecticut, you aren't a good delegate. I don't even know if there are 6 districts in Connecticut, by the way. I'm not calling anybody out. I'm just pulling numbers out of the sky. But like, man, you're not a good delegate. Do your goddamn job. It ain't hard. He won't be alive in 2027. I mean, that sounds like we got a over-under here. We got an over-under here. Do we think that he'll be alive on December 31st, 2026 is the over-under. Will Donald Trump still be alive in 2027? The over-under. What do you think? Who's taking the over? Who's taking the under? I'm taking the over. I think Donald Trump's going to make it to 2027, but I don't think he'll be president. Who's taking the over? Who's taking the under? I'm taking the over. December 31st, 2026, will Donald Trump be alive? While you answer that question, I'm going to throw up the Venmo slide because Venmo, that's how people give independent news fucks money on the internet. Please consider supporting the channel and stuff. Please support the channel. Please support independent news. Please support, commentary and things that matter so that we're not just owned by CBS. That would be cool. Everything will soon be owned by Disney, CBS, and the powers that be. And what will you be? You'll be nothing. You'll be nobody. You'll be zilch. You'll have nothing. That's just the way the world's working these days. I'm sorry to be the one who breaks it to you. There will be no independent news if we don't support it. Thank you all for being here. I am My name is Skyjack Morgan. I'm an independent news and culture commentator, free speech and critical thinking advocate. And this is the #1 news reaction show on YouTube. Thank you very much. We're going to watch some news right now. Let's get to it.
Two people familiar with the matter. It's another major complication as the world's top oil exporter warns there could be, quote, catastrophic consequences for oil markets if the conflict keeps disrupting ship and oil tanker traffic through the strait. He says beyond upending shipping and insurance, the ongoing disruption could snowball, threatening aviation, agriculture, and other industries. A short time ago, the White House repeated President Trump's promise to provide government-backed insurance as well as naval escorts to keep tankers moving.
Okay, as you know, by now, you probably have heard of the Strait of Hormuz. Have you heard of it? It's a brand new thing. It's the sensation sweeping the nation. It's called the Hormuz Hustle. Well, the Hormuz Hustle has always been, well, if you attack Iran, they are going to put mines in the Strait of Hormuz. Hormuz. Oh, honey, please behave. Hormuz. Listen, I know you'd think we're talking about Alex Hormozy. We're not talking about Alex Hormozy. It's the Strait of Hormuz. Iran has always said, if you fucking set if you set one school on fire in Iran, we are going to put mines in the Strait of Hormuz and nobody's getting oil. I'm not out of order. You're out of order. This whole courtroom's out of order. That's what Iran said, okay? And now they're making good on the promise. I told you this was going to happen. I told you it was going to happen. But, you know, people say it's not, but it is. They say it happened, but it ain't going to happen. Now it's happening. What do you know? Oh, my God. Steven says, show us the rabbit doll where Joe touched you. I don't want to go get my rabbit doll, but Joe never touched me. Joe never touched me. My name is Bubba in the Epstein files, though. Donald Trump, well, you can read the Epstein files for yourself. My name is Bubba. G-Max named her horse after me. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Thank you. Way to go. Appreciate that.
So far, those shipping companies are resisting traveling through the region while the fighting goes on. Let's talk about this now. CNN business editor at large, Richard Quest. He's also the anchor of Quest Means Business. Richard, what first do you make of this breaking news? Mines in the Strait of Hormuz happening amid the backdrop of the Trump administration threatening to, sort of rain down on Iran if they do anything in the strait.
20 times more heavy if you touch one ship. If you put one mine in the Strait of Hormuz, we're going to bomb you even more than we've already bombed you. Donald Trump says, we obliterated them. You did? Yes, we obliterated all of them. And if they put one mine in the Strait of Hormuz, we're going to obliterate them even more. What? We're going to obliterate them even more. Why does this guy talk like a Looney Tunes character? I obliterated him. Suffer and succotash.
What it shows clearly is how relatively, note I use that word, easy it is for Iran to cause absolute mayhem, havoc and chaos with the global shipping. You see, they threaten whether they actually lay the mines or not. We'll only have to wait and see. You've got the perspective of the drones and or missiles. You've got an entire choke point that you're looking at. And all that the West can do, or that President Trump and others can do, is offer these rather poor substitutes. Insurance, for escorting of vessels. I spoke to the CEO earlier of Maersk Shipping, the largest in the world, and basically said, look, you can give me all the insurance you like, but if it's not safe, I ain't sending my ships, my container ships.
Don't worry. Laborers are interchangeable, completely fungible accents. This is the problem. Donald Trump thinks that people who are on ships are just fungible assets that you can exchange for one another because he doesn't believe in the value of human life. He thinks that, hey, I'll insure you. Look, if you lose a ship in the Strait of Hormuz, we will insure you. And that means that we'll just buy you more humans to sail your ships. Why would you do that, man? Let me send people through the Strait of Hormuz. That makes perfect sense. Don't worry, you're insured. Trust me,
I'll pay for every lost ship, or my name isn't Donald Trump. You can trust everything that I say. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me, I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message. It's a beautiful day in the Strait of Hormuz, everybody. We love the Strait of Hormuz, don't we, folks? We love it. We love the fact that Saudi Arabia controls one side and Iran controls the other side, and they're going to put mines in the strait. But don't worry, if your ship gets blown up and you lose your family, I'll pay for it. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
That's what we're looking at, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Donald Trump will insure you. We can't insure Americans with their health care. We can't get every American health care insurance, but Donald Trump says that American taxpayers can insure every ship sailing through the Strait of Hormuz carrying oil. Ain't that something? Wow, we could do anything when we put our minds to it, except make sure that veterans, children, pregnant mothers, poor people can have health insurance in America. Wait a second. Doesn't Israel have health insurance for every man, woman, and child? Yeah. Wait, doesn't every mother get a paycheck just for having a child in Israel? Like they could we're just giving them money? And when I say we, I mean the American taxpayer. Yeah, every Israeli has health insurance and gets a paycheck from the government, our government, for having babies. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Wow. That's pretty cool. I'm so happy that my tax dollars go to Israel for their health insurance and their children's, what do they call that? Children's allowance? In Germany, they called it Kindergeld. They have Kindergeld in Israel. In Germany, they have it too, except they pay for their own. In Israel, we pay for it. Ain't that something? God, I love it. America, we're so generous to Israel. If you're in Africa and you're dying of AIDS, fuck them. We don't care. We'll let all the kids die there. Donald Trump will literally hand them the murder machines. We hate children if they're in Africa, but if you're in Israel, we will give you money. So nice. It's so nice of us, isn't it?
Through the strait. And he said, and as for escorting, it's just too difficult. Now, they've got 10 ships stuck in the Northern Gulf. They've got many more on the way. It gives you an idea of why what the president said yesterday might sound good in sound bites, but is very difficult to actually put into play and terribly easy to overturn.
So, I mean, taking a look at the effects of this, Richard, you have several industry experts saying if the strait remains as it is, and I mean, I know we hear the Trump administration.
Hey, I got nothing against English people, guys. I love the English. I mean, they've done nothing but great things in history. But but does anybody else get annoyed hearing English people on American news? I'm sick of it. Like, why do I need an Englishman telling me about what's going on in my country? We don't have enough Americans who want to do that job. What the hell are we doing? How come all these? Oh, it's spectacularly difficult to actually bring that to fruition, isn't it? Oh, I jolly good say it is, sir. Oh yes, Governor. I do say that Donald Trump will have a crikey time about trying to get that done, innit? I mean, what the hell are we doing? If I lived in England, I don't remember even one American on their fucking news. I don't ever turn on the BBC and hear an American being like, howdy, partner. Now, let me tell you what's going on over at 10 Downing Street. Now, what you got to see here is the Parliament. They got all sorts of things going wrong over here. Like, you never see that. You never turn on the BBC and hear an American talk all this shit about what's going on with Keir Starmer. Now, Keir Starmer, he gonna have a real big trouble down there, in Tar Nation. He gonna have a rootin' tootin' time up in him. Like, you never hear an American accent talking about, now Prince Charles has gotten himself in a pickle. What are we going to do about this Prince Charles, y'all? You never see that. But every time I look at the American news, I hear some Brit going, well, I do declare that... Well, I do say, sir, Donald Trump is having himself a kerfuffle. I don't even know. I'm trying to think of stupid things that British people say, and it's not coming off the top of my dome. But you know what I'm saying, right? Everyone knows what I mean, right? We hate Piers. Y'all can keep it. Piers Morgan does his show from England. He just comes out here a few times a year to do, like, the talk shows. I remember when Larry King retired and then he died shortly thereafter. God rest his soul. R.I.P. Larry King. They tried to get Piers Morgan to be the new Larry King, but he sucks. What about the bees? Oh no, what about the bees and the avocados? What about the bees and the avocados? Man. Anyway. English people, right?
Threatening if they do anything with the Strait. Well, the Strait is paralyzed, right? But these experts are saying...
All the English people just unsubscribe. They're like, oh, bloody hell. Bloody hell, I thought this was a channel about animals. Bloody hell, I thought the animals were talking about...
With very little traffic moving through, crude could reach $150 a barrel by the end of the month. If oil is going to go that high, what kind of impact does that have on the world economy? Not just...
Yeah, twisted. That's what you do. You come over, you steal our women with your. Oh, look at me! I'm so articulate. I talk like Harry Potter. In it. It's Tuesday. Isn't it? It's Tuesday. Peter Parker. Peter. Harry. It's not Leviosa, it's Leviosa. Fucking Harry Potter motherfuckers over there in jolly good England, like chim chimmery, chim chimmaroo, chim chim chiroo. Man, can't get enough of those English chimney sweeps, can you? Man, fucking English people. Anyway, I love you, English people. You're great. Come over and take all the women you want. It's fine. We've got plenty. We've got like at least a few 100 million women that I know you guys have a hard time finding women over there. That's why they're all taken two at a time. You know, that's a problem. Women, they're slapper. She's a slapper in it. She's a slapper. Man, when I lived in England, that was a thing that they would say like, oh dear, she's a slapper. What the fuck?
Gas, but anything that's petroleum.
A slag. They got so many words for fast women in England for some reason. They have so many bad words for women in England. It's unbelievable. We don't have that many bad words for women in America. And yet the English, they have a very misogynistic culture over there, I got to say. But hey, I love the English. They've done nothing but great things in history.
Dependent.
Oh, well, let's just go through the list. Besides,
let's just go through the list, shall we?
gasoline, transportation, fertilizer, plastics, all sorts of manufacturing, transportation. I mean, heating just for homes. Pays your money, it takes your choice. Most of the oil in that part of the world goes east towards China and Southeast Asia, but the global market sets the price. And that's why, as you and I were talking yesterday, it's highly unlikely there'll be massive lines in the United States, but the price is set globally, and therefore the US will feel the effect. Consumers in the US will be noticing it today. It will get worse. This idea of 150, by the way, could it happen? I've no idea. Is it possible? Absolutely.
Steve, I just got a Venmo, and it says that deport the English as well, says Steve. Steve doesn't want the English here either, y'all. I don't mind the English. I say come one, come all. I just think it's weird that every time I turn on the news, whether it be Fox or CNN or any of these news stations, it's a bunch of English people telling me about American politics. I don't need English people explaining American politics to me. And again, it's a double standard. We never go there and talk to them about, like, oh, Jack Straw, well, he was a mighty good prime minister, isn't he? Oi, governor, I miss the days of... Imagine American going over there. Well, I do declare, I miss the days. I do. I miss the days of Tony Blair. He was a good minister. Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen? Tony Blair, he was a great minister.
Is it likely? No one knows. That is the reality here. It is simply a mass of knowns of unknowns.
The United States has hit and completely destroyed 10 inactive mine-laying boats near the Strait of Hormuz. That's according to a post from President Trump earlier this afternoon. He adds there, quote, with more to follow, unquote. Iran's chokehold over the Strait of Hormuz is becoming more dire by the day. Close to 15 million barrels of oil are stuck in the Gulf region, cut off from moving beyond this crucial water passage for 20% of the world's oil, with Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps warning any ship will be attacked. Sources told CNN earlier this afternoon that Iran had begun laying mines in recent days. Following those reports, President Trump posted, quote, if Iran has put out any mines in the Hormuz Strait and we have no reports of them doing so, we want them removed immediately. If for any reason mines were placed and they are not removed forthwith, the military consequences to Iran will be at a level never seen before. If, on the other hand, they remove what may have been placed, it will be a giant step in the right direction, unquote.
What? Donald Trump. Well, if they keep laying mines, we're going to obliterate them even more. Like Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth, they have the dumbest negotiation. They do this all the time. Like they go straight to the nuclear option, and then they're like, well, if you do anything to piss us off, we're going to do even more. What more can you do? You're already bombing schools full of little girls. You've already crossed that line. Like Donald Trump, hey, if you put any mines in, we're going to bomb a school full of little girls. You already did that. Oh, yeah. You ever meet those girls that are like, if you do this, I'm going to leave you. It's like, if I don't put the toilet seat down, you're going to leave me? Well, shit. Or she's already moved her stuff out. And then she's like, she already moves her stuff out of the house. And she's like, if you don't apologize, I'm going to leave. You already left. It's already over. What are you talking about? You've already done it. Well, I'm going to do it more. I'm going to do even more. Oh, what more can you do? You're already gone. What the fuck?
That post was only about 40 minutes before his announcement that the U.S. had destroyed the 10 inactive mine-laying boats. You've probably felt the impacts of Iran's grip on the Strait of Hormuz from 8,000 miles away or so here in the U.S. over the last 11 days, paying an average of 56 cents more for a gallon of gas from when this war began. The president...
If you're just tuning in, we're talking about the war in Iran. It looks like some people think that there's nothing that you can do to scare the Iranians. I don't think that you can scare the Iranians. I don't think you can. It's already been done. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorning dude. And build canal in Saudi Arabia around the strait. No problem, David. Let's do it. When are we going to do that? Let's do it tomorrow. How about tomorrow? Let's do it tomorrow. I love that idea. Let's build one through Saudi Arabia. Let's build a canal. I think that's a great idea. They should have done that before they bombed, maybe. Maybe they should have done that before. But see, Donald Trump doesn't plan ahead. None of this shit has been planned. I mean, look at these gas prices. You think this was planned?
And the White House are sticking to their script that those price hikes at the pump are nothing to worry about.
No, they didn't just say it's nothing to worry about. Donald Trump said the price at the pump is a small price to pay for peace. Well, we had peace, mostly. We sort of had peace, except for the ice. We had peace. Now we are at peace, neither at home nor abroad. We are bombing more countries. We are killing more people. Schools full of children. I know nobody cares. I keep on saying it, and nobody cares. You still don't care, do you? I'm going to keep saying it, though. I'm going to keep saying it. We bombed a school full of little girls. 161 little girls died. We did that with our missiles, with your money. We did that. Do you care? Do you care yet?
The recent increase in oil and gas prices is temporary, and this operation will result in lower gas prices in the long term. Once the national security objectives of Operation Epic Fury are fully achieved, Americans will see oil and gas prices drop rapidly.
Peanut Butter Falcon! I mean, every time I hear Epic Fury, I think of Peanut Butter Falcon, right? I mean, is Peanut Butter Falcon a better... They should have called it Operation Peanut Butter Falcon. It would have made more sense than Epic Fury! It's just so stupid. My God, we're so stupid. I was watching that, I can't watch the whole thing, but that Raw, WWE Raw, somebody wanted to watch it, so I watched a little bit of it. Man, I don't know. That's America, man. That is, if you want to see what America's all about, you watch WWE Raw. That is a perfect snapshot of America. It's beautiful. You should watch it. I can't finish it. I can't watch the whole thing. I can't. I'm like, I start falling asleep. But it is if you want to know what's happening in America, watch WWE Raw.
Potentially even lower than they were prior to the start of the operation.
Let's bring in CNN's Caitlin Collins, who's at the White House for us today. Caitlin.
Yes. Girls' school was in Islamic radicals building. What is an Islamic radicals building? The girls' school was an Islamic radicals building. Well, gee willikers. Could we bomb a Christian? Could we bomb a school if it was in a Christian radical building? Because we got lots of Christian radical buildings here in America. Would it be okay to bomb a school if it's near one? Is that okay? It was not in an Islamic radical building, you freak, you weirdo. Who says something like it was an Islamic radical building? That building, I saw every couple hours. That building got on its knees and prayed to the east on a mat. We know that building was Islamic. I never saw that building drink even once. That building was Islamic radical. It was rough. That building never ate pork. Ugh, radical.
The White House press secretary fielded a bunch of questions today about the Strait of Hormuz and the rising price of oil.
Yeah, Jake, I mean, these wild swings in the oil market have been top of mind here at the White House, certainly top of mind.
Good point. Patriot 133 says Iran is not a radical Islamic country. It's true. As much as they have the Ayatollah, and it's also scary that they have an Ayatollah, they're actually not really. They have kind of a democracy, their democracy is legitimate as ours these days, and certainly as legitimate as Russia's, and they at least have like a pretend democracy, a non-liberal democracy, anti-liberal democracy. They don't have a royal family like what they have in Saudi Arabia or Qatar, and we're friends with Saudi Arabia and Qatar. What is the difference between Iran and Saudi Arabia and Qatar or the UAE? Why are we only friends with Islamic radicalists, radical Islamists, especially when they have monarchies? Why is that? Why do you think that is? If you visit Iran, you'll see Iranian very happy. Man, I've worked with many Iranian people over the years. Many times. It's weird how how every side thinks they're the good guys. Yeah, but in America, it's funny. I've noticed in America, it's not so much they think that we're the good guys. Americans think that everyone else is like the worst. Just the absolute worst. America will dehumanize anybody. It really is remarkable. It'll turn everybody. Yeah, they have elections. I know they have elections. They have, I would say an election with a quote, but yeah, they got elections. Iran and Israel are the only democratic countries in the Middle East. Everyone else has a king. Interesting, right?
For their voters and really for all Americans, given the numbers that you were just showing and how much the prices at the pump have changed and just the swings that we've seen based on comments made by President Trump before the markets closed, after the markets closed, a tweet from the Energy Secretary, Chris Wright, earlier today, where he said and seemed to be announcing some breaking news that the United States Navy had basically taken and escorted a tanker through the Strait of Hormuz, something that the president has said for many days now is potentially an option here. But then quickly, Jake, that tweet was deleted, and the White House press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, at that same briefing confirmed that the United States Navy has not escorted any tankers through the Strait of Hormuz yet. And so obviously that changed because it had made people quite optimistic that potentially we were going to start.
The new Ayatollah is going to be more upsetting. Well, yeah, I mean, we just murdered his father, so that's not a good sign, right? Like, hey, we just murdered this guy's dad, America. We just murdered the shit out of his dad and probably other family members. So the only reason he's not murdered is because he was injured before. He was injured something like 6 months ago. And so this Ayatollah Khamenei, the new one, Khamenei Jr., he was injured and therefore couldn't be around. He wasn't quite present. He hasn't really been in the news much. And so I don't even know who he was, to be honest with you. And so he wasn't there when they went to go kill everybody. So we murdered his dad. And we're like, oh, yeah, this will be great. Let's put this guy's son in. He'll probably not going to have any kind of grudge or anything against us, right? Nah. What about all the parents of all the little girls we killed? Do you think they'll have a grudge against us? Do you think they'll love America in 20 years? What do you think? In 20 years, they're gonna welcome us with open arms. Yes, America. Yeah, you killed my daughter while she was at school doing nothing wrong, never did anything to anybody. You killed my daughter, but thank you, America. Oh, I love you, America. Yes. Oh, say, can you see? Yes.
Seeing some more traffic moving through there. And instead, Jake, only the opposite seems to be true with Iran and this reporting now that that CNN has, that they are laying new mines there, with the president saying he has not personally seen reports of that, but threatening Iran should they continue to do so. One other thing that Caroline Levitt said earlier about this prospect of the Navy escorting tankers through the Strait of Hormuz, Jake, was that it is still an option if and when necessary. If you look at the markets, they may argue that time is now, because obviously that is what is affecting these prices.
His kid is also dead? Yeah, I knew his mother, sister, and kid also dead. I think he's the perfect person to lead Iran. Mojtaba. I think he's the perfect guy. Let's put Mojtaba. I think he's the perfect guy to run Iran. America killed his mother, his sister, his father, and his child. Who better? Who better to run Iran, if you think about it? If he's even alive, nowhere to be seen yet. They say that. Yeah. How the U.S. explained that bombing. The U.S. hasn't explained that bombing. They're saying that Iran did it to themselves. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. That's what they're saying. Because they're idiots, man. They're just going to hope it goes away. A whole school full of little girls died on the first day of this conflict. It's been a week. Do you care? Anybody care?
Why you're seeing so much concern over what this is going to look like going forward. But right now, Jake, we know that this still has not happened yet. We did see an update from CENTCOM just a few moments ago, Jake, as I was walking over here to the camera, where they posted this video showing the U.S. military going after several Iranian boats, including some of the ones that they say are...
Just in on Venmo, man. People coming in on the Venmo. Steve says, do you think the informer who snitched on the Iran leadership got blown up in the meeting? A fitting end for a snitch traitor. I think probably. I hope so. I mean, I don't like snitches. Snitches get stitches. But I think I like whistleblowers, though, but not snitches. Listen, do you think that how much do you think they relied on a snitch? At the end of the day, we got eyes in the sky. We got drones. We got satellites. We got all sorts of shit. For 3 months, they said that they watched Khamenei. They watched him go back and forth. I mean, we just waited to murder this guy while we were pretending like we were going to have talks. Oh, yeah. We're talking for peace. Yeah, we want to have a deal. And then we stabbed them in the back. I mean, America is the most dastardly country in the world. It's really quite horrible what we've done. Like, think about how dishonorable that is. Like, in Klingon culture, we would all kill ourselves right now because it is so dishonorable what we've done. We pretended like we were having talks with a country with their democratically elected leaders, and then what we were actually doing was spying on them for 3 months, finding out where they were going, what they were doing, and then murdered their entire families and a school full of children. That's not okay. America gets whatever's coming to her now. Like, if you pull shit like that, this is what gets Americans killed. If you find that an American is getting his or her head cut off in some country now, if they start cutting the heads off of journalists like they used to do, you can blame Donald Trump, Pete Hegseth. That's who's to blame. Don't blame. I mean, shit. If somebody did that to me, how would you feel if somebody did that to you? Hey, let's talk. And then meanwhile, they're stabbing you in the back. Just untrustworthy. You can't trust America. Ask the American Indians. Ask the Native Americans. 90% of them are dead. All of them have contracts with America saying that America's not going to kill them and take their land. Oh, if you guys just do this, let's just sign a treaty. All sorts of treaties exist with the American Indians. And we still killed them all. Andrew Jackson still did the Trail of Tears. We still poisoned and killed them. And nothing has changed. Except now we use missiles, and we call the missiles tomahawks, just to add insult to injury.
Potentially going to be laying mines or dedicated to doing so in the Strait of Hormuz. You can obviously see what is happening to them here.
I think this is the nightmare scenario that we've been concerned about for 3 decades, that their Straits of Hormuz would get shut down as a consequence of a major issue within the Straits. That's 18 million barrels of oil every single day that are not coming to market. There's another 6 million barrels that are actually being shut in.
So now people are understanding 18 million barrels. Like, I remember I had to explain a couple days ago why this is a problem with, well, we don't buy oil from Iran, so it shouldn't be a problem. If 18 million barrels of oil don't make it to market, that price goes up around the world. It's a global market.
Right now, the top priority for this administration, after they take care of the issue in Iran, is to get the straits back open. This isn't just affecting American consumers, but consumers all over the globe. So they talk about Navy escorts being offered for oil tankers, and the president saying, basically, he said, I think, quote, show some guts to the captains of the oil tankers. What's the response of your...
I see Patriot 3133. Patriot 3133 says 12 hospitals targeted by us in Iran so far. Yeah, we're going to have a ton of war crimes that we are guilty of. We are going to see more and more war crimes as we go. And it's going to get embarrassing. If you thought Abu Ghraib was embarrassing, wait till you see what happens with Iran. What do you think is going to be happening in Iran? Wait till we open up concentration camps in Iran. That's what we will do. That's what we'll do. That's what we always do. We'll open up CIA black ops centers or they'll call it some bullshit. It's a concentration camp. We're going to open them there. We already have concentration camps in the Middle East, and we will open more concentration camps in Iran when we invade them fully and occupy that nation. If you don't think we're going to occupy them, you're insane. This is not some surgical extraction bullshit. You're an idiot if you believe that. Surgical extraction. The only thing they're looking to extract is the oil. What we are doing is colonizing them. This is colonization. Nothing more, nothing less.
Industry to that your tankers need to show some guts and go with the Navy through the Strait of Hormuz? Well, there's 2 things here. First of all, they did provide...
Ooh, it's called prisons, not concentration camps, says Cole. I'm off base. Well, let me tell you what I mean. A prison is where somebody goes after they've been convicted in a trial. A concentration camp is where someone is put, usually outside of the purview of most governing bodies, usually with not enough facilities, medical facilities, or just toilet facilities, but absolutely people who have not been given due process, which is the very minimum of what our republic stands for. It's the baseline that you get due process, habeas corpus, you get to appear in court, you get to plead your case. These people won't get to plead their case. Those are concentration camps. You could call them other things, but they are absolutely 100% not prisons. They are concentration camps. You can call them detainment centers. You can call them internment camps. You can call them whatever the hell you want. When we sent the ones to they called it the Center for Terrorist Confinement. That's what they call it in Bukaki land down in El Salvador. They call it Center for the Confinement of Terrorists. It's a concentration camp. We sent people there. We paid Bukele, how many? Almost $10 million to take people. Just take our prisoners. Take them. That's a concentration camp. Look at the video. Alligator Alcatraz, concentration camp. They're not getting due process. It's a concentration camp.
Some kind of backstop for insurance. That was an important step as well. And the escorts, of course, are going to be an important component of this. But this is an industry that is very focused on workforce safety. We've been focused on safety for decades and decades. We're not going to put our workforce in danger in the Strait of Hormuz. We have to get them open. We have to make clear that...
We're not going to put our workforce in danger in the Strait of Hormuz. We aren't going to do that. We never put our workforce in danger. We love our workers in America. We care about our workers. Oh, you guys have AI now? Fuck the workers. Put them in the street. Fuck them. Yeah, we love our workers in America. We care so much about them. We're not allowed to have unions anymore. But yeah, we care about that. Yes, and Ben from Berlin reminds us that we called what we did to the Japanese internment camps, but those were concentration camps. Yes. Sorry. Sikot is a death cult. Sikot, they're saying, is worse than just a regular old concentration camp because no one ever gets out. That it's a death camp, and maybe it is. Maybe it is. Sikot's a scary, scary place. Yeah, the death camp. Not a war prison. That's right. It's not a war. Concentration camp is based on mass genocide. Nope. Cole, nope, that's absolutely wrong. Don't ever forget that what the Germans did was not immediately about genocide. It started out a mass deportation campaign, and they took over countries like Poland, where they would deport people to Poland, to other places, Ukraine, a bunch of concentration camps all over Europe. They deported people, but the problem was once the war really got cooking, you can't really deport people to countries that you're at war with. So, plus, if you deport Jewish people to, say, Russia, and the Russians put uniforms on them and turn them around, and bayonets and turn them around on the Germans, that ain't good. So you got to put them someplace forever. And eventually you can't feed them because you're losing the war. So you have this problem. They called it the Jewish problem. And they came up with this thing called the final solution in like the last 2 years of the war. That was way later. Concentration camps are mostly places where people are processed and sent to other places. Mostly that's what they are. Now, you have always these large places where they're just wholesaling, warehousing people, and they just use them in labor. For example, Mercedes used the slave labor from concentration camps. That wasn't about genocide. Porsche, slave labor from concentration camps. Porsche's other company, the Volkswagen, used slave labor from concentration camps. The slaughterhouses, slave labor from concentration camps. That's the munitions factory, the people making the bullets for the war machine, concentration camps. That is what a concentration camp is. It's a place to put people. Well, first you separate them. So you separate the men from the women usually first. The children go someplace else. And then you decide what to do with them later. That is what a concentration camp is. Eine Reich, ein Amerika. There you go. Exactly. America über alles. When people say America first, that's just a translation of America über alles. Über alles just means first place. Über alles means top guy. When they said Deutschland über alles, it meant Germany first. That was their slogan. And in America, in the 30s, when we had a big Nazi party here, led by Charles Lindbergh, they called it the America First Party. And it was a Nazi party. Unabashedly, unapologetically. It was before everyone knew the dark shit. But they knew. But they didn't know it all. There hadn't been an Auschwitz yet. But they called it the America First Party. It was the Nazi party. And Woody Guthrie sang songs about it. He said, tell working Americans before you I think working Americans before you cash those checks, when they say America first, they mean America next.
This is not going to be tolerated by the world market. And I think what we're starting to see now is other countries put pressure on Iran to get the straits back open as quickly as possible. Your industry, there's a lot of money in your industry. I'm sure that they don't just rely on what they see when they go into a strait or a passage.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Harman Sarwar. Exactly. A prison holds people convicted of crimes. A concentration camp holds people because they belong to a targeted group. Exactly. You nailed it. That's exactly it. It's mostly, the first and foremost, a concentration camp is about who you belong to and that you're going to jail because you don't have no due process. You don't even have a chance to present your case because there is no case. You happen to be brown and you speak Spanish, you're going in. That's it. Yeah, you're undesirable. Somebody decided that you aren't desirable, so you're going to a camp. And it's really bad shit. It's really nasty business. Anyway, if you're just joining us, gas prices are up almost $1. Donald Trump is bombing schools full of children. And my name is Skyjack Morgan, an independent news and culture commentator, free speech and critical thinking advocate. And here we are, the #1 news reaction show on YouTube. Thank you for joining. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. If you leave a penny in the pot, I will say what you have to say on the internet. And if you aren't already on Venmo, we have a Venmo as well. Venmo is the place where you can always drop a penny in the pot. Here's a way to do that. There it is. Again, my name is Skyjack Morgan. I'm an independent news and culture commentator, free speech and critical thinking advocate. Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoy anarchist perspectives of the world, you should stay tuned and subscribe. If you just like robust conversation, you should hit the like button because it helps the chat, helps bring more people to the chat. It doesn't help me, but it helps the chat. Thank you so much. Love you. Love being here with you. Greg Gutfeld, everybody. Greg, I love you, Greg.
Again, why not try my last name?
So Greg went to the same university as me. I always have to bring it up because he and we got so much in common. Me and Greg Gutfeld, we're simpatico.
Good evening, everyone. So President Trump said he would back the killing of Iran's new leader if he doesn't agree to the U.S. demands. And if bombs don't work, he's got a guy. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth said the Iran incursion will soon, quote, bring the enemy to their knees. Well, guess who just enlisted?
Gay jokes and trans jokes right off the bat. You know what? You gotta love the classiness of MAGA. They always have the high road. You know, you've got Greg Gutfeld making jokes about how Hillary's actually a man and how Don Lemon likes to spend time on his knees. Oh, man. Greg Gutfeld, where do you come up with this stuff, Greg? Oh, man, you went to Berkeley? You must have learned so much there. What was going on in Berkeley in the 80s, man? I went there way later. I graduated 20 years after Greg Gutfeld. Greg Gutfeld, bro, where do you get this stuff? Just a font. Just so smart. Just so smart. What a guy.
Hegseth also said Iran has no choice but to surrender, warning the alternative would be tragic, meaning he would have to return to Fox and Friends weekend. Those were the days. The lives of Iranian women's soccer team may be in danger after refusing to sing their national anthem. To ensure their identities are completely unknown, they've asked for asylum in the WNBA. Paul McCartney, you know, he was in the Beatles, claims...
Nobody ever laughs at him. I love Paul McCartney. How's he going to say something shitty about Paul McCartney? What's he going to say shitty about Paul McCartney? Come on.
That Yoko Ono once told him she thought John Lennon might be gay. But Paul assured her it's normal for heterosexual males to decline sex with Yoko Ono.
Man, people don't even laugh. People don't even laugh in his studio. Does he have like 5 people in his audience with him? I thought Yoko was kind of cool, and I think she's still a great artist. She does some cool work. And John might have been a little gay. I mean, who knows? John Lennon might have been. I don't know, Paul. I've never thought about it. I never thought about being gay, Paul. It wasn't an option in Liverpool. It wasn't an option. Help, Paul. help, Paul. Help me, Ringo. Help me, George. George, help me. George. Help, George.
That's a good joke. You people are quiet tonight.
They're always quiet with you, Gutfeld.
I have to throw some water on you. All right, Mayor Mamdani's wife, Rama, is facing backlash for liking Instagram posts celebrating the October 7th attack on Israel. While many people were shocked, others note that on Facebook, she listed her favorite comedy as Schindler's List. I know. Even more troubling, she still has her decorations up from 9/11. Yeah.
Another artist. You ever notice how I really think that Gutfeld, the reason why I love watching Gutfeld, I think that he is the stalking horse of the MAGA movement. Like, oh, he's making fun of artists now. He's making fun of people he doesn't like, but he's doing it at the wives. So now he's made fun of Yoko Ono, who's an artist, a famous artist, making fun of her being ugly. And now he's making fun of Mamdani's wife, who's also an artist, and making fun of her as a terrorist. When you start making it look like all artists are terrorists because they aren't supporting the state, you get artists that are afraid to criticize the state. So all you end up with are artists who are making propaganda films, which is what we had in Germany in 1930s and 40s. So pay attention to that. When people start really denigrating the arts and talking shit on art and making fun of especially women artists, that's how it starts. Then all of a sudden art becomes only for women, and women are stupid. So they of course do art. They don't know STEM. STEM is so important. Art is stupid. And if you're doing art that doesn't support the state, well, you're just a little bitch, says Greg Gutfeld, or a terrorist, according to Greg Gutfeld. But it's just Greg Gutfeld saying it right now as a joke. Isn't it funny? Classy jokes nobody laughs at. And I think that this is all part of the machine working, is that when Gutfeld says these things, he sees what he can get away with, but he gets away with almost everything. And they kind of like, they're always watching him saying like, can we get away with this? Are we really getting away with? You got to admit, like the people in MAGA world, all these MAGers, the MAGers got to be looking at each other. Man, are we really pulling this off? Are we really going to pull off a Fourth Reich? This is incredible. We're going to do it? We're building concentration camps and no one's doing anything to stop us? Gosh, golly, if we knew it was this easy, we should have done it years ago.
That's the response I wanted.
We did do it. We did do it years ago. Don't worry. We did it years ago. We just didn't finish it, I guess.
The Ford Motor Company announced it's giving the Pope a custom Explorer. It was built in Chicago, and the Pope will receive it once they get the wheels back. And finally, thanks to a new real estate deal, President Trump's name will be on the...
Getting away with everything, punching down jokes. It's really not about the jokes, right? When you are making jokes about killing people or scapegoating groups of people, denigrating an entire class of people, then that's more than just jokes, right? And if you're doing it on a national stage like Gutfeld is, you really are kind of gauging where we are as a culture. And that's what art really does for culture. And that is what humor especially does for culture, right? Humor always kind of tells us where we are. If you think about it, if you went back, not even that long ago, if you went back 100 years, you would see minstrel shows all over the place. People in blackface with white gloves making fun of black people and singing songs that were so wildly popular. Minstrelsy was incredibly popular in America. And it shows you where we were as a culture. Think about what it would be like today if they opened up a show at the Trump Kennedy Center and started making jokes about just a whole show about how horrible trans people are or something like that.
Tallest skyscraper in Australia. Meanwhile, former President Joe Biden's name will be featured on a structure that's much closer to the ground. Hey, we're all going to end up there, right? Delicious. Okay, so what's the latest from Donald Trump regarding the war with Iran? I wonder, are we crushing the enemy in an overwhelming display of technical skill in military force?
We're crushing the enemy in an overwhelming display of technical skill and military force, and will not relent until the enemy is totally and decisively defeated. Iran was supposed to be this big, powerful country. We wrapped the hell out of them. And, I don't know when they cry uncle, but they should have cried it 2 days ago, right?
I don't want to brag.
They should have cried it. They should have cried. They should have cried uncle, but we didn't. They haven't cried uncle yet. They should. They should.
If you'd like to support independent media, do what Hey Speaker Sargon of Akkad is doing. Blackface is his right. He says it is your right. You're allowed to do blackface. You can do it, but if you do it, you might be harming your career. Any career, really, whatever career you want. But you could do it. You could wear blackface if you want. No one can stop you from doing it. It's your right. You're right. It is your right. What is the poll for? Oh, you'll see. It's for fun, really. It's just for fun.
But, they said this about a lot of things. No other president could do some of the I'm doing.
He said it. No other president could do some of the I'm doing. Although one ex-president said,
like child trafficking?
That's not true. All I did was.
Biden, though.
Meanwhile, on Truth Social, Trump told
he gets close to something, and then he just like
Iran that if they mess with tankers in the Strait of Hormuz, he'll unleash death, fire, and fury, which is quite a contrast with the last administration who couldn't unleash Curly, Moe, and Larry. But that's Trump using language our enemies used on us.
I mean, everyone. I love the Three Stooges.
For decades, Trump is a really good tyrant whisperer, happily old school in his persuasion.
Because he's a tyrant.
Bombing them with rhetoric and real bombs. Previous presidents were like AM radio, all talk. Biden said that Putin looked into his eyes.
AM radio these days isn't all talk. Now AM radio is mostly religion. I miss the days when AM radio was like more talk shows and stuff like that. I wish that we still had cool AM radio. I'd be listening. But nowadays, like AM radio, it's all just religious nut jobs and shit. It's weird.
He saw resolve when the Russian was really wondering, are those cataracts? How is this babushka still alive? And when Obama said the violence has to end, it was after Michelle smacked him for burning dinner. With Trump, there's no, we've established a red line and suggest you don't cross it or we'll send a strongly worded letter. Also, don't stub your toe on this pallet of cash. Instead, it's if you F us, we're going to blow you to hell. Of course, there's criticism.
Or not. I mean, how has Iran effed us? Donald Trump effed them. All we've been doing, we do all the effing. We're like, fuck around, find out. It's like, dude, that's exactly what America's doing is fucking around and finding out. No one has any power to fight us. So we're just the bullies. Cry uncle. That's what bullies say. Donald Trump keeps on saying, cry uncle. Dude, that's like what the bullies say in the 1950s, which is what when Donald Trump grew up. So Donald Trump is like stuck in the 1950s. He's like, cry uncle. They should have cried uncle already. Don't you wonder why he says shit like cry uncle? That is the shit that you say when you're holding somebody's arm behind their back and you're going to break it or they're going to cry uncle. Bully shit. Donald Trump is a bully. I hate bullies. Captain America hated bullies. My grandfather went to Germany to kill bullies. They were called Nazis. They're called fascists. I hate bullies so much. I hate them. I hate them. I hate bullies. I don't care who knows it. I don't care who knows it. I hate bullies.
From the usual clowns.
Trump said the war will only stop after Iran's unconditional surrender, to which Iran replied, that's a dream America should take to their grave. Okay, that's spooky. And metal as hell.
When your best friend was a pedophile and you're losing bigly in the swing states, I'll tell you what you do. You fire the weapons of mass distraction.
Basically, we are sending people in to lose their lives. Now, we're in the same position with someone who doesn't seem to care that human beings are being sent to war.
You know, it's funny that ABC is now considering The View a news program, which is like mistaking the Hallmark Channel for Pornhub.
That's funny because Greg Gutfeld is on Fox News, right? Like Greg Gutfeld thinks he's so different from The View. Like, dude, you're really quite similar to The View, except they have more diversity of opinion on The View than you have on your show, which is why your show sucks, by the way, Greg. I know you watch. Greg, have me on your show. I'd love to be on your show because your show sucks with a bunch of stupid Republican hacks just being like, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Like, that's not a show.
But it's a reminder of what everyone should do when they hear the opinions of anyone in the media. Go back and check their opinions on other things because they're probably just as stupid. For example, where were they when the commander-in-chief was humping the steps of Air Force One or trying to use his auto pen as a suppository? Where were they on Russian collusion? A report as bogus as Dylan Mulvaney's pap smear. Hunter's laptop.
More trans jokes. You gotta love it. Hunter's laptop. Pull out, play all the hits. Play all the hits, Gutfeld.
The worst homemade porn since Pelosi does Dallas. The border, trans, crime. Come on, people. They were wrong on everything. They make Jim Cramer look like Miss Cleo. And that creates a new world in which it feels like Trump no longer has the traditional opposition in the shape of the Democrats or the media. It's not that they don't exist, it's that they don't matter. They squandered all their credibility by being wrong on everything. And because of that, you are no longer required to listen to them. Because before, they lied to you, they betrayed you, they tried to ruin your life. So it feels like there's a new duopoly brewing, and it's shaping up between Trump and independent media. What has replaced legacy media in the role of the questioner of those in power. I'm talking about Greenwald, Tim Dillon, Rogan, Carolla, Theo Vaughn, Red Scare, Megyn Kelly. Even though I disagree strongly with most of them, at least I trust them to be honest because they aren't covering for anyone and they aren't beholden to a party, at least yet. But when I hear Morning Joe or CNN, it's the pounding of a pool boy against my cellar door. I just don't hear it.
What?
But what gets through to me?
I don't get
Bill
that
Maher,
joke.
Dave Rubin, Brett Weinstein.
Why doesn't
very
he?
special episode
No
of
one
Thousand
ever
Pound
has.
Sisters. With big.
No one ever gets his jokes. Like All right, but I'm with him on this. Do you think that we're having a duopoly? It's Donald Trump versus independent media? Maybe that's true. Maybe it's true. Do you support independent media? Steve does. Steve says he just sent a donation over on Venmo saying, imagine John Lennon style me doing blackface and launching my right-wing YouTube career off the back of your commie tears. Do it, man. Do it. I would love to see you do blackface with John Lennon. Sing Imagine with you in blackface. I think that would be an incredible thing. If that's what I inspire, then you should do it and see what happens. I'd love to just do it as an experience. Do it. Do it. See if someone comes and takes away your rights. You have the right to do whatever you want, man. Do it. Tag me. I'm not going to do it. I would never do something so racist and horrible. But you should do it. If that's what moves you, man, do it. You never watch Fox News not once? Well, now you can't say that, Co-Sider. You just did. You just watched it with me. Did he just say pool boy pounding on his basement door? Yes. Did you understand that? I didn't understand it. Could you explain it to me, Finn Von Smith? I don't understand the joke. I missed it. I don't get it. I like it when Greg plays his kazoo. He has a kazoo. I've never seen him play a kazoo. I watch him almost every day. I've never seen him play a kazoo. Are you from the movie Matrix? Yes. Yes. Your encouragement. Yes. My encouragement, I say you should do whatever you want. Don't let anybody tell you what to do. Do what you want. Don't let anybody tell you how to think. Question authority. Challenge the status quo. Do what you want to do. Be a rebel. Be a revolutionary. This is the idea. You don't have to be a loner, but you do have to be a rebel.
Get mixed up with a guy like me. I'm a loner, Daddy. A rebel.
Don't forget, we are going to have Venmo. You can Venmo. That's the whole thing. People say Venmo is the way to do it on the internet. So please continue to support independent media. Thank you so much for being here. Illegitimate non-carborundum. Let's keep going. That's what I thought, Finn. Yeah, that's what he said. Basement. Did anybody know what the fuck he's talking about? I don't even know what he's talking about. I saw a gas station owner kick out a guy wearing a MAGA shirt and hat. I couldn't stop laughing. That's amazing. I was at the gun range a couple weeks ago and someone came in with a MAGA hat and then he had a Batman tattoo on his leg and I wanted to be like, dude, Batman hated chomos. What are you doing? You can't wear a chomo hat and then a Batman tattoo. Like, Batman hated Nazis and chomos, so it's a problem. Pounding on his basement door. I didn't get it either. I just thought he was trying to come out on Fox News. He's trying to do something. I didn't get it. I don't understand the joke. I thought maybe you understand what he was talking about. But Greg Gutfeld, man.
Issues like war, the Biden presidency made the entirety of legacy media irrelevant. All you have left is Fox and a growing, powerful mass of independent voices. So instead of complaining about the death of media, rejoice. Debate has never found more legitimate paths to daylight. Let's welcome
Period. Oh man, you gotta love Greg Gutfeld. Am I right? He's the best. He's the best. Jokes. He's got all the best jokes. Fox News.
Tonight, if you live in Iran, you probably want to stay underground.
Today
Fox
will be,
News!
yet again, our most intense day of strikes inside Iran. The most fighters, the most bombers,
Most
the most
intense.
strikes. Intelligence, more refined and better.
And if they do anything, it's going to be even more intense. It's going to be moster intense.
Than ever.
Now it's wheels up for America's deadliest weapon, the B-52 Doomsday bombers.
Hey, that's not the most deadliest weapon. The most deadliest weapon that America has is nuclear weapons, and we're the only country to have ever used them. But everyone else is the bad guy. We're the only ones who ever used a nuclear weapon, but Iran's the bad guy. Trust me. They're the bad guys, okay?
Capable of carrying 70,000 pounds of ordnance.
We have a plane that can fly over Iran and drop 70,000 pounds of ordnance, but Iran is the bad guy, all right? Shut up. We got 70,000 pounds of ordnance dropping from this massive thing we call the bone bomber. We call it the bone bomber. Or is it the bomb boner? I think it's the bomb boner. We call it the bomb boner.
Including cruise missiles, 30,000-pound bunker busters.
The Doomsday, the bunker buster. We got 30,000-pound bunker busters.
And even nuclear weapons. It's the first time the Doomsday has been deployed since the start of the war. This is what the president means when he says, "You ain't seen nothing yet." Iran's missile launches have collapsed by 92%. They went from launching 420 missiles a day last week to averaging just 45. We're knocking them down and blowing up the launch pads. The Iranians are also running out of friends.
I love Jesse Waters and his like, we are the best, we got the greatest shit, and we're fucking killing people, and so great. Yeah, my dick is, this is the only thing that gets it hard these days, because they canceled my Grindr account, because everybody, oh man, every time I turn on Grindr, I crash it, because I'm such an active user, and now this is the only thing that gets me off. God damn it, don't take this away from me, Donald.
Big mistake by the Iranian regime to start targeting its neighbors right away, exposing who they are and what they're all about, indiscriminate targeting, flailing recklessly at the beginning. I can't say that.
I don't think they were flailing. They were bombing American bases. Like, they bombed the shit out of our bases.
We anticipated necessarily that's exactly how they would react, but we knew it was a possibility. And I think it was a demonstration of the desperation of that regime then and that regime now, that they still think their pathway out is to try to alienate their Arab partners even more, who've instead decided to come to us.
The mullahs are isolated and their proxies are biting the dust. Israel eliminated Hezbollah's commander in Lebanon. The Houthis have gone dark. And Hamas, so far, has respected the ceasefire. Meanwhile, the performance of the U.S. military, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, puts it like...
Hamas has respected this. There's nobody left in Gaza. You did a full-on genocide there. A full-on ethnic cleansing happened in Gaza. They're holding the street. The ceasefire's holding, though, guys. Yeah, you killed everybody. You killed all the women and children. You killed everybody. Yeah. I guess they're keeping their end of the bargain because there's nobody left.
Poet.
Those jets are fully loaded with missiles and bombs, and they are a world-class team combined with the naval aviation and the aviators in those jets. This beautiful symphony of American spirit is the definition of perfectly organized chaos.
The beautiful symphony of American spirit. What the fuck did this guy just say? They said that Kamala Harris had word salad, but I mean, this is, hold on, let's do it again.
Fully loaded with missiles and bombs, and they are a world-class team combined with the naval aviation and the aviators in those jets. This beautiful symphony of American spirit is the definition of perfectly organized chaos. These are dedicated young people.
This beautiful... Clip that. I gotta clip it. Clip that. Because this beautiful symphony of American whatever is the...
people who take the road less traveled to serve their great nation.
This guy's a poet. He's quoting Robert Frost, the road less traveled to serve their nation. Clip that. This guy's quoting poetry. The symphony of American might is organized chaos in the face of the road less traveled. I am blades of grass, and I have left a jar in Tennessee. The guy just, and it's to be or not to be time.
We've hit over 5,000 targets in Iran. Their air force is gone. Their navy basically underwater. Their arsenal had to be demolished when it did, because in a few years, they would have wrapped these weapons around their nuke program, and it would have been too dangerous and too expensive for us to strike.
The regime's intention was to use this exponentially growing ballistic missile threat to make it virtually impossible to prevent them from obtaining a nuclear weapon. The situation was very quickly approaching the point of no return, and the United States found it intolerable.
Every American president.
Oh yeah, it's organized chaos, Joyous 777. It's organized chaos. The American symphony is organized chaos of bloody war. What? Armed savagery? Yes, war, Barbarella, war. What? You mean armed conflict over limited resources? War, Barbarella! And scene from Barbarella. Have you ever seen Barbarella? I love the opening, just like the first 30 minutes of Barbarella. It's classic, man. So good. Here I am, naked and armed, like a savage, she says. Savage conflict in pursuit of resources and domination. War, Barbarella! Like, she doesn't understand. She doesn't understand what war is. She's trying to have a concept what the mission is, because her job is to stop war from happening. She doesn't know what it is.
Carter has known the rogue Iranian regime was hell-bent on death to America. Obama gave him cash if they promised not to nuke up. They took the money, they nuked
Obama signed a deal to keep them from having nuclear weapons.
up and manufactured missiles. Biden.
They did not manufacture missiles. We have no evidence whatsoever, ever, of Iran manufacturing missiles for nuclear weapons, ever. have no evidence of that. In fact, the only thing we have evidence of is that missiles are a thing of the past, and they've been investing in drones. But that's neither here nor there. Drones only cost something like $50,000. So I mean, it really is, if you think about it, that's the smart money is on drones, right?
Told them don't. Bribed them too. And they kept enriching and stockpiling missiles. Defanging Iran has been American policy for decades. Finally, Trump took action.
The president also stated from the beginning that Iran can't have a nuclear weapon. And it's one thing to say it. It's easy to say. Anybody can say that. I mean, Barack Obama said that. But to do something about it takes courage and resolve. But in that courage and in that resolve, you can also be very scoped in what you're trying to execute to ensure that the sacrifice of Americans, American treasure, American lives, all of those properly meet the objective that you're trying to accomplish.
What is the objective?
Doesn't want a forever war. Iran engaged in forever talks while they waged a forever war on us. But the president says it'll be over very soon. The remnants of the regime are begging Trump to pick up the phone for peace talks. But in public, they're talking tough. One Iranian security official told Trump, quote, be careful not to get eliminated yourself. They're also threatening oil exports. They say not one leader is allowed to leave the strait. But the administration isn't playing games.
If they do anything to stop the flow of oil or goods within the Strait of Hormuz, they will be hit by the world.
This lady has got to be so stressed. She should not be working. I'm sorry. I don't know. If Caroline Levitt could have this much hate in her soul, and her baby, she's got a bun in the oven. I don't know, man. I don't know how this woman does it. A testament to the strength of females, for sure. God damn. Pregnant women can do anything. If this bitch can get up here and spread this much hate and always be talking like Sean Spicer, then damn, man. Women can do anything.
World's most powerful military 20 times harder than they have been hit thus far.
The Iranians don't have the juice to close the strait. But these threats are scaring the insurers who cover these.
Yeah, I watched Bill Maher this weekend. What do you got to say about Bill Maher? Yeah, I watched him. I watch him every Friday. What do you think about the Bill Maher stuff? Yeah, I always watch Bill Maher. I watch all that shit. I watch everything. I watch it all at double speed, but I watch everything.
These tankers. CNN, citing anonymous sources, says what's left of the Iranian military is plotting to sink the tankers.
We have some important breaking news, and that is that CNN is learning Iran has begun laying mines in the Strait of Hormuz. This is according to two people familiar with the matter.
Raising Cane said, don't even think about it, and bombed 16 mine-laying boats that hadn't even left the harbor. There it is. As soon as the Iranian Navy leaves shore, they get smoked like a coke boat in the Caribbean. Today, the market stabilized.
Smoked like a coke boat in the Caribbean. Man, we're already mixing metaphors, man, from our two wars going on. That's amazing. We're killing civilians in two countries. Get smoked like a coke boat in the Caribbean. Now, that's poetic. That really is. Using a metaphor from a war that we're actually, to describe a war that we're in with another war that we're already in. Wow.
And oil prices closed down about 9% at $86 a barrel, down nearly $40 a barrel from yesterday's highs. The mullahs aren't going to booby-trap the strait and get away with it. 20% of the world's oil flows through there. Oil producers have other options. Shadow tankers are shutting off their radars and just sailing right through. And our allies have a backup plan. The Saudis started sending a lot of their oil north through a pipeline into the Red Sea. The strait was closed for days. It's the biggest oil disruption in history. Yeah. And Trump got it reopened.
Got it reopened? Trump did it. Trump did it. He did it, boys. It's over. Mission accomplished, boys. He did it. Wow. Eine Keitung, Recht und Freiheit für das... Oh, wait, wrong song. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light we're gonna kill the Iranians and steal their oil if they fight. We'll bomb all their kids' schools. We'll bomb their hospitals too. But don't worry you, 'cause we're gonna take their oil. By God, you idiots think this war is all about the nukes. But you must be a fool if you believe Donald Trump again. My God. Anyway, do you kind of hope that they mine the Straits of Hormuz? Do you kind of hope that they do? I kind of hope they do. I like to think the idea, if you took 20% of oil out of the equation, Donald Trump would have to admit that green energy is the future, that renewable energy is the future, because we can't rely on the Middle East. We've been saying this for, well, since the 70s, since like 79. We've been saying, hey, we cannot depend on the Middle East for oil. You could drill, baby, drill all the fuck you want. It won't make a lick of difference, because dependency on oil and burning shit like cavemen for energy is not the future. We have the power now to shine a piece of glass at the fucking sun and power whole cities. And yet we're like, no, let's go to war in the Middle East and kill a bunch of people and have a bunch of our people die as well, and steal their oil so that we can, I don't know, make plastics and shit and burn it. We can burn it and make things run, make cars go and stuff. It's stupid. It's the dumbest thing ever. The dumbest fucking thing ever. Almost landed it, stumbled a bit at the end. Better than I could do, though. Well, I was ad-libbing. I was ad-libbing. Come on. There you go. How about that? Was that better? It's more like the anyway. I kind of gave up in the end, to be honest, Steve. I didn't know how much I wanted to go, how far I wanted to go with that joke, but words kept on coming into my head, and in the end I just was like, this is boring. I want to give up. So but thanks. I appreciate it. Thanks for the donation.
Top of that, the president announced we're opening the first new American refinery in 50 years, a $300 billion plant in Brownsville, Texas. And we got India to build it. Iran getting a little into Baghdad Bob territory.
I think Sam Harris is a piece of garbage.
He said at this point in time, Iran is gearing up for a long war. He said at this point in time, he sees no room for diplomacy whatsoever between Iran and the United States. And I found this quite interesting, that Iran is going to be the one that's going to end this war. Iran will define and will determine when this war ends. So clearly the Iranians believe that right now they are entrenched. They say that they've replenished their leadership.
The commander-in-chief slightly disagrees. He says
slightly disagrees.
It takes oil to make things to make green energy, by the way. It's true. It's true. It does. It does take oil to make things to make green energy, by the way. But that like hard, that good crude, you know, that deep shit, that good crude, we don't actually need that. That high octane crude that we are going to bomb other countries for, we don't really have much of it here. The crude that we have is kind of light, heavy crude versus light crude, right? We have a lot more light crude than we have heavy crude in America. The light crude we have is perfectly good for building plastics and disposable shit and, you know, polymers and all the stuff like petrochemicals. We have that type of oil, and we can refine it to other types of like combustibles and things like that, but we generally don't, because heavy crude is the good shit that you can send to American refineries and turn into gasoline and diesel and all the stuff that we need to power everything. So the idea really would be to stop taking heavy crude from other countries like Venezuela and Iran and start using our own light crude to create exactly what you're talking about, to build shit so that we no longer have to rely on the countries under whom the heavy oil now sits, the heavy crude now sits. You could look up the percentages, but it'll be immediately apparent what I'm talking about if you look up the percentage of our light crude reserves versus our heavy crude reserves, and what that looks like in other countries, and why we're at war when we have so much oil here, and why drill baby drill is bullshit. It's always been bullshit. Even if we drilled baby drilled as the American government, and we kept all of our own oil and didn't put it to the rest of the market and didn't give it to Chevron and Shell and these other companies, BP and them, even if we did that, completely nationalize the American oil reserves, it would still not be what you want. It would not help like gas prices go down and shit like that. Now, we ship out most of our oil. We export most of our oil. And we import most of the oil that are, when you see like refineries and shit, we import a lot of that. Down in Texas, it's a little bit different because we have a bunch of oil rigs out there in the Gulf. But that's neither here nor there. That's a whole... Oil is a little complicated, but you are right. You are right. But if you look up the difference between our heavy crude reserves and our light crude reserves, you'll see that why we're at war. Thanks. I appreciate you being here. My name is Skyjack Morgan. If you're just joining me, this is the #1 news reaction show on YouTube. My name is Skyjack Morgan, and it is the #1 news reaction show on YouTube, The Morning Sky. If you haven't already, please drop a penny in the pot, hit the like and subscribe button, and become a channel member. Our channel members, our Sky City Rebels, get exclusive content, exclusive streams, a ton of access, all the access to the vault, a bunch of actual early access to the other evergreen stuff that I make, and a bunch of cool emojis that Parallelish made. Famous artist Parallelish made my emojis. That's pretty cool. And we have a pretty neat community that we talk and try to build dignity-based resistance together. And we're working on a project, working on a few projects long term. If you'd like to be part of those projects, like we want to do a zine and we're working on my book, if you'd like to be part of that, please do it. Please become a channel member today. Can we Jimmy Hoffa Joe Rogan? I think that's a wood chipper situation, aren't you? Raven Feather, is that a wood chipper situation? I think wood chipper is what you're looking for. Wood chipper?
In total control, ahead of schedule, and the war will end very soon. We just haven't won it enough. Their leadership's been decapitated. All branches of the military have been decimated, and
we won it, but we haven't won it enough.
Full air supremacy, and their economic warfare strategy has been neutralized. And tonight, the doomsday bomber is going to pay the Iranian
How do people watch this and not hear propaganda, 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 propaganda?
capital a little visit? But the Democrats say it's a quagmire. We lost.
We've got a math problem here. Regime change didn't happen. The son of the Ayatollah might be worse than the dad. The president said
the son of the Ayatollah is 100% worse than the dad because we murdered his father, his mother, and his sister and his daughter, right? We killed all of his friends. He's more dangerous than his father for sure. Cuba is closer if you don't like long flights. Well, Carl's, I'm glad you're here because I've been telling everybody we're going to Cuba since before Venezuela. Like we're going to war with Cuba. Cuba is on the list. The only reason we aren't going to, as soon as people start getting pissed about Iran, when finally MAGA starts waking up, we'll be in Cuba. Mark my words. Mark my words. We will be in Cuba. It's happening. Venezuela and Iran were not the goal. It's Cuba. Why do you think that Marco Rubio takes it up the ass from Donald Trump every day? I know Marco Rubio's gay, but I'm not talking about homosexuality right now. I mean like metaphorically pounded by Donald Trump. Why do you think he is metaphorically pounded by Donald Trump every day? A man he called a con man. A man Donald Trump accused of killing John F. Kennedy. John F. Kennedy's that Marco Rubio's dad killed Kennedy. Think about this shit. The reason why they're working together is because Donald Trump has promised Marco Rubio that he can go to Cuba and go to war with Cuba. That's it.
summer we obliterated the nuclear weapons that they had and the uranium. That wasn't the case because now they're talking about ground operations to remove what's left. So I don't see from a strategic perspective.
I don't think Mexico, oh man, don't even get me started with I don't think America will ever have the balls to go to war with the cartels. Never. I don't think America will ever go to war with the cartels.
What was accomplished?
It took us 10 years to get bin Laden, 6 years to get Hitler.
Who killed Obama? Who killed Osama bin Laden? Who killed bin Laden? Obama killed bin Laden. That's it.
Years to get Milosevic, 9 months for Saddam, 8 months for Gaddafi, and we blew the Ayatollah away in 50 seconds. And took out the entire Iranian military in less than a week.
Well, don't worry. We also spied on the Ayatollah, and the Ayatollah was 80 years old or something like that when we killed him. So, you know, none of those other guys were.
And the Democrats say we haven't accomplished much.
We haven't accomplished much. I don't think that's a Democrat thing. Does anybody think we accomplished a lot in Iran?
Former Clinton pollster Mark Penn says this, quote, "The press is a drumbeat of negativity favoring the Iran regime. It's puzzling at this point how any success is buried. The reality is likely the regime is being pummeled on all sides. Operation Epic Fury is accomplishing a mission that's been...
The cartels are done Why do you think the cartels are done? What? The cartels will never be done. America set up the cartels. America set up the cartels after World War II. We love the mafia. We love the drug trade. This is something that is baked into the cake. Moving lots of money and weapons around the country, you do that with drugs. That's how you do it. Now you could do it with crypto, so maybe, but the cartels are too ingrained now. There's nothing you're going to do about them. Nothing you can do about the cartels now unless you really want to, well, unless you could legalize their product. You could legalize it all, I suppose.
In the works for almost 50 years. Of course, there have been mistakes. Yes, there have been casualties. And yeah, oil spiked. But Americans shouldn't lie about a war. You can disagree with the war, but not the war effort. It's being exquisitely executed. The commander-in-chiefs kept the Arab alliance together, calmed the markets, reopened the strait, and demolished the world's #1 state sponsor of terror in 9 days.
#1 state sponsor of terror, I think, is Qatar, and we're friends with them, right? We love Qatar. Hey, Speaker Sargon of Akkad, get to crying, ripping garments, and gnashing of teeth over whatever Joe did to make you being sad. Thank you so much for the for putting a penny in the pot. If you put a penny in the pot, I'll play a little stylophone for you. I appreciate you so much for being here. Hate Speaker Sargon of Akkad, thank you for supporting the channel and funding the channel. Jeez, Hate Speaker Sargon of Akkad's the only one funding the channel today. Thank you. Thank you. I should rage bait more. Should I rage bait more? I should get more subscribers like Hate Speaker Sargon of Akkad and just do rage bait content all the time so I get more people to just love sending me fuck you messages, but they pay. I don't know. Is that how it works? I don't know. Seems like it works. All right.
I don't want to brag, but you know, they've said this about a lot of things. No other president could do some of this.
None of the other presidents could do this shit classy. I love it when Donald Trump curses, because then MAGA gets in my chat, and every time I say something, I curse or something, or tell an off-color joke, they're like, "How dare you? How dare you sink to that level?" Listen, I've been in the gutter. I'm looking at the stars, though. We're all in the gutter, and some of us are looking at the stars. You know, that's just how it goes.
U.S. media is consolidating. Consider how one company, backed by MAGA billionaire Larry Ellison, is now on track to own Paramount, Warner Brothers, CNN, HBO, CBS, and a vast array of related media properties if its new massive $100 billion plus merger goes through.
Yeah, it's funny. So legalize it. That's how the mafia lost its hold on liquor. Well, Joy is 777, sorta. I've worked in the liquor business for most of my life, and the mafia has not lost its control. The mafia controls the liquor business, but it legitimized the mafia. Now the mafia is businessmen and CEOs. That's why they operate the way they do. But what you lose is a lot of, like, you lose like 90% of the violence. You lose 90% of the cop killing and all the kids with bombs strapped to them. You lose all that shit as soon as you legalize it, because then you kind of bury it in bureaucracy, because most people will actually do the legal shit. Think about before iTunes was a thing, we all had this thing called Napster. And Napster was just a peer-to-peer network where we could steal music, and you can get music for free today. Today you could still steal music, but most of us pay for one or two subscription services. You have Spotify or Amazon Prime Music or Google Music. I like the Google Music, the YouTube Music they call it now, YouTube Music. You pay for it because it's easier, right? It's easier just to pay for it and have the bureaucracy do their thing and make sure everyone's getting paid. It's just easier than dealing with the mafia, who might kill you if you do the wrong thing, because why not? If you're already breaking one law, you might as well break two. And if you think that person's going to snitch on you and get you thrown in the slammer, you'll just kill that person. Now we bury it in your bureaucracy, and now if you do something wrong, you get sued. We sue liquor companies now. We sue distributors. We sue outlets and retail outlets and stuff like that. Because it's better for everybody just to let that happen. But it's still the same families. The mafia is still completely involved. It's just, they're legit now. They're just legitimate. It's like Godfather Part 2, where Michael Corleone wants to go legit, but he's still doing the same business. He's still doing the same shit. Younger generations will never understand how dope Napster was. I know, it was fucking dope, right? It was dope. You could still steal LimeWire too. Someone said LimeWire. I fucking loved LimeWire. Used to be able to steal music. You could still steal music, but it's easier to pay, $1 for it or whatever. That's the big thing. iTunes came out and said, we're going to sell music for $1 a song. You down? And everyone's like, yeah, all right, fine. Whatever. Nobody cared because we were used to buying $16 CDs. I can't believe we were spending $16 on a CD in the 90s. You know how fucking expensive music was? People don't understand how expensive music was. Now it's like $10 a month. Shit, that's fucking nothing. I can just go like, Alexa, play Paul McCartney's, play Paul McCartney's Yesterday. Playing Paul McCartney's Yesterday, and just plays it for me. Unbelievable. It plays it at a shitty quality, which sucks, but still it plays it, right?
Does this matter? News is just a tiny part of that balance sheet. That there are major impacts on civics and democracy when a small number of the richest people in the world can own most of the big major journalism outlets in our country. That's not how it's always been. And news, of course, has an outsized impact on campaigns and politics.
Exactly. It makes it easier. Right. Exactly. Matt Arnold. Exactly right. If we legalize it and we regulate it, it makes it easier. And then we can argue about how much regulation, how much do we tax it, and that makes it easier for everyone. And then we all get a say, don't we? We democratize it, where now we have a say in our representation, how we deal with it. So like imagine California, just like cigarettes, right? California taxes cigarettes more than South Carolina taxes cigarettes. So California has better children's hospitals. They made this deal where every time you tax a cigarette, the money goes directly to children's hospitals. So California now has the best children's hospitals in America because the cigarette money pays for that. It's crazy, right? You could do the same thing in every state, and you could decide what to do with the money. With heroin, let's say, or whatever you want to say. Pick a drug, cocaine. Okay, import it, regulate it, make sure it's clean, have inspectors, and then tax the shit out of it. And yeah, people are still going to die of it, but you don't have people killing each other over it, and you don't have people dying of fentanyl overdoses by accidentally getting... Well, you'll have less of it. You'll have less of it. You'll still have some of that, but you'll have way less. Just like now with alcohol, we still have... Alcohol's still a fucking problem. Alcohol kills more people than anything. And yet... Well, we aren't killing each other over alcohol, are we? You very rarely hear people get drunk and kill each other, but people rarely kill each other for like a beer or like control over selling gin in this neighborhood. We don't have that anymore, you know. And alcohol, it gave us NASCAR. That was, I mean, they literally took alcohol and made it legal, and then the sport that came out of alcohol bootlegging and turned it into NASCAR. So now NASCAR is making billions of dollars. The alcohol industry is making billions of dollars. And hey, it's a capitalist dream, right? It's beautiful. Everyone loves it. Everyone goes home happy. Sort of. I mean, it still sucks, but it's better than killing each other over it, right?
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I ask unanimous consent to use a prop during my remarks.
We're in a quorum call, Senator? Senator, we're in a quorum call?
We're in a quorum call. I'm sorry. I asked that the quorum call be suspended.
Without objection.
Do I have to ask you again to use a prop?
Without objection.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, before
I'll try to ask you to use a prop. I love using these. This is my favorite. As soon as I saw that Senator Kennedy had a prop, I was like, fuck yes. Remember when he had the one where it's like, this is what an alien looks like? And it was a picture of the alien, of the xenomorph, of a baby xenomorph. I forget why he had that. I love John Kennedy. Now, PEP 4 makes pass the sick bucket. Sit past the sick bucket. It makes you want to pass the six bucket.
Go to my topics. I want to recognize one
it's
of my colleagues,
log.
Connor Domain. He is sitting to my right, your left. Connor has been one of my colleagues for a while. I rely on him a lot, including for counseling with respect to health care. Connor is a graduate of the University of Louisiana at Lafayette. He's leaving me. I hate to see him go. I'm happy for him, sad for me, happy for him. He's going back home to Louisiana to take a job in Louisiana state government. And I asked him to come down today to just thank him for giving so much to his country. Connor. I'm going to talk about two rather diverse topics: coffee and
cigarettes. Coffee and
our
cigarettes.
friends in the United Kingdom.
Coffee in the United Kingdom.
Mr. President, about 90% of my personal philosophy is don't hurt someone.
I gotta say, man, you know what? People think that I'm some lefty liberal, but you know what I love? Man, every time I've been to a NASCAR race, it is so much fucking fun. If you are talking shit about NASCAR, you have never been to a NASCAR race. It is so much fun. Yeah, I read NASCAR for Dummies, and then I went to a NASCAR race, and let me tell you, bro, it is fucking fun. I got so wasted, spitting tobacco. I put some big old chewing tobacco in there. I did the whole thing, man. I did all of it. I had VIP ticket. Man, I did VIP. It was unbelievable. I had the man, so much fun. NASCAR. It's a race day. It's a race day, brother. It's a race day. It's so much fun. Don't tell me you don't like.
Unless they're trying to hurt you.
Oh, yeah. Drag racing is fun, too. Who says drag racing? Oh, yeah. Drag racing is fun, man. Man, I went to the Winston Winter Nationals once. It used to be the Winston Winter Nationals. They call it something else now because it's against the law to have cigarettes fund. It used to be cigarette companies funded the whole thing when I was a kid growing up. And Winston Winter Nationals, man, you stand there on the bandstand or whatever, the fucking bleachers, and you're like, and then they explode half the time. They're the exploding metal and rubber like flying. It's unbelievable. Drag racing is fun, and they catch fire half the time. It's so good. You'd have a great time. It's a good time. I like all this stuff where it's a motorsports. Anything that goes vroom and goes very fast. I've never understood. I mean, ball games are fine, but man, people get crazy about ball games. They start memorizing all the statistics and they get all fucking, I don't want another homework assignment, bro. Like baseball turns into a homework assignment. It's like, dude, let's just have a good time going to the game, eating some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. You know what I'm saying? Why do I got to know about the RBIs from 1967 Dodgers team with Tommy Lasorda as I don't need to know any of that shit. But anyway, motorsports, very, very fun.
Don't take other people's stuff and leave me alone. I believe in free will.
You do?
I believe God gave us all free will. With that free will goes responsibility.
Really?
I don't need government to tell me how to live my life.
I like that.
Doesn't mean I don't support reasonable rules and regulations and laws.
So far, I'm on board. Tell me more, John Kennedy.
I don't need government to micromanage my life. That's what
Yeah.
I mean when I say leave me alone.
I'm with it.
Earlier this month, it might have been the last part of last month, I noticed that Secretary Kennedy started talking about coffee.
Love
Particularly,
coffee.
he mentioned Starbucks coffee.
I love coffee. I mean, I'm not a huge Starbucks fan. I drink Death Wish coffee at the house out of my Yeti cup. I have a Yeti cup. I'm trying to save up for a Yeti French press because my French press, look, it's all beat to shit. It's old. My French press has a lot of character, but it's broken. Like, it doesn't stay hot anymore because it's got a leak someplace. So it doesn't stay hot like it used to. I need a Yeti. I need $140 to buy a Yeti. It's not actually that much. It's like $100 to buy a Yeti French press. Now, this one has lasted me over 10 years. So I'm good with my shit. I take care of my shit, bro. I take care of stuff. This phone is 11 years old. I like keeping stuff a long time. I like to see how long I can keep shit. But it's run its course. Like, look, it's all fucked. It's just too old. I feel like this is older than me. But I've had this for a long time. Oh, wow. Okay, we got camera stuff. Here we go. All right, the camera stuff is not working. That's fun. I love this shit. This is good stuff. All right. Testing. 1, 2, 3. It looks like we are live with everything except for the camera. What the fuck? Yeah, baby. All right, we're back in action. Okay, nice. With the green screen? Are you kidding me? Let's do American flag. That never... Oh, no, let's do Trump is dead. Let's do Trump is dead. Okay. Is it working? Yeah, baby. It ain't working. Oh well, technical difficulties. This is a whole thing, man. I don't know. This is how we do it in America. We can't figure things out sometimes. I got screwed somehow. Man, I wish I knew what was going on right now. It's not working. Shit. All right, that should work. All right, we're back in action. Thank you so much for helping me out with this. I'm sorry that that's what happened, but it's a whole thing sometimes. It gets difficult. Life is hard, and it worked now. Are you going to tell us why independent media is bad? Tell everyone why they shouldn't trust Joe and should trust you. You could trust Joe Rogan. Trust Joe Rogan. He's a great guy. Everyone loves Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's the best. You love him, don't you? Do you love him? I'm sure you love him. We're talking about this guy.
I voted for Secretary Kennedy to be the president's choice. I like Secretary Kennedy. I don't agree with everything that Secretary Kennedy has said and done. We have some differences. I use a toilet seat to sit on. I won't go any further on that. But one of the things I support Secretary Kennedy on is trying to make the American people more cognizant about what they're eating. Not to tell them what they can eat and drink, but to make them aware. And so I heard Bobby talking about Starbucks coffee, pretty popular. And and he
waste of money for a big photo of a coffee. I don't know. He's going to tell me something about coffee. I want to know what Senator John F. Kennedy's got beef with Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
I'm paraphrasing what he said, but he commented on how bad it is for you. So I scratched my head and said, I'm going to look into this. So I did. This is a cup of Starbucks coffee. I know that doesn't give you any frame of reference, but I checked. The most popular Starbucks coffee drink is a caramel macchiato. Caramel macchiato.
A caramel macchiato.
I don't know what that is. I haven't had it. I generally don't.
You should try it. People swear by it.
Drink coffee that takes 10 or more words to order, but I'm told that it's most.
Caramel macchiato is 2 words there, Senator Kennedy. I know you studied law. Maybe you need to study math. Caramel macchiato. That's only 2 words, buddy. 2 words. You almost got it. And if you said it like that, in most places, they would understand what you wanted. They would be able to make it for you.
Starbucks' most popular drink is the caramel macchiato.
Caramel macchiato.
What cost you at Union Station here is a macchiato cup. From Starbucks. I'm told it will cost you $6.88 to buy a large caramel macchiato at Union Station.
He got it at Union. What are you doing at Union Station there, buddy? So we're just wood chipping the king of comedy and podcast for the love of the game? No, buddy. No. We'll get there. Jeez. Patience, my friend. Patience. We'll get there.
Now, again, I'm not telling people what to drink or how to spend their money, but I will tell you, if you want to come by my office, you can get coffee for free. It won't be a caramel macchiato, but it's pretty dang good coffee. But be that as it may. So I said, I've got to look into what's in a caramel macchiato.
Okay, what's in it?
Here's what's in a caramel macchiato. Milk, brewed espresso, vanilla syrup. I didn't know what vanilla syrup was. I found out that vanilla
You didn't know what vanilla syrup was? I used to go...
Syrup is sugar, water, natural flavors, potassium.
How does he not know what vanilla syrup? I didn't know what vanilla syrup was. When I went down to the soda jerk, I used to go to the soda pop station and get myself a vanilla Coke. I didn't know that they was putting vanilla syrup in it. Oh, ding-dang-do.
Sorbate and citric acid. Also in a caramel macchiato is...
This is a senator.
Caramel sauce.
Caramel sauce.
That's why they call it a caramel macchiato.
That's what they call it there. They got caramel sauce in there.
Caramel sauce is sugar, corn syrup, butter, cream, milk, and salt.
Butter.
Also in a caramel macchiato is water, heavy cream, not fat, dry milk, natural flavors, salt, mono and digicylarides, I probably mispronounced that, soy lecithin, probably mispronounced that too, but I don't know what the hell it is anyway.
You don't know what soy lecithin is?
And sulfites.
It's what's called an emulsifier, but whatever.
Now, not to put too fine a point on it, but in a caramel macchiato, there are 310 calories.
310 calories. Oh my goodness, 310 calories. What are we gonna do with 310 calories? You can drink a beer and only get 40 calories in that beer. If I drink a ultra, a Michelob Ultra, it's only got 15 calories, and I can need to drink that ding-dang-do. I get drunk, but I can't drink a caramel macchiato. A caramel macchiato.
Those calories come from fat. The total fat in a caramel macchiato is 9 grams. Saturated fat is 6 grams.
Nice, thank you.
Cholesterol, 35 milligrams.
Uh-huh.
Sodium, 190 milligrams. Whoa, Nelly.
Yeah, 310. Why are so many Americans so goddamn fat? Could it be that the top seller over at Starbucks is a caramel macchiato? Caramel macchiato. Get that caramel macchiato out of my face. Why you tell me a caramel macchiato gets 310 calories? A ding-dang-do. You can't do that ding-dang-do, a ding-dang-do. How dare you?
Total carbohydrates, 44 grams. Protein, 13 grams. And caffeine, 150 milligrams. Of the carbohydrates, the total 44 grams of carbohydrates, the sugar got my attention. 42 grams of that are sugar.
42 grams of sugar in 20 ounces? Shit, bro. 2 grams per ounce? That's a lot of fucking sugar. This ain't coffee. This is sugar. This is coffee-flavored sugar.
That's about 85% of your recommended daily sugar intake. So one of these, you've gotten 85% of the amount of sugar that you're supposed to take in for the day.
I love it. America.
Fat intake, one of these provides you with 30% of your recommended daily saturated fat intake and 12% of your recommended daily cholesterol.
Hell yeah.
Again, I'm not criticizing.
Cholesterol. We don't worry about cholesterol. Don't you worry about cholesterol. Don't you worry about that old thing. You're going to be fine, ding-dang-do. Keep drinking. Keep funding the American economy. Who are we going to build all of these countries? But the Iranians are the bad guys. Iranians are the ones poisoning their people.
Anybody? Well, there goes the cafe macchiato, caramel macchiato. Grab it for me. There. Huh? I'm not telling anybody what to do or not to do. I'm just pointing
You're trying to fuck with people's candy.
out the facts. A caramel macchiato has as much sugar as 12 Chips Ahoy cookies.
12?
Caramel macchiato has as much sugar as 4 Krispy Kreme glazed donuts.
Krispy Kreme.
A caramel macchiato, the most popular drink at Starbucks, has as much sugar as 2 servings of Breyer's cookies and cream ice cream.
Hey, how many caramel macchiato? Do we have any caramel macchiato drinkers in here? It's the number one drink at Starbucks. It's the caramel macchiato. I've never had a caramel macchiato. Have you ever had a caramel macchiato? Senator John Kennedy, he really is going to town with his caramel macchiato bit, man. He's doing it. He's really doing it.
It has as much sugar as 1 Chick-fil-A brownie.
Chick-fil-A brownie.
And it has about as much sugar as about 50%.
Shit, Chick-fil-A brownie has 42 grams of sugar? That's a lot of fucking sugar for a brownie, bro. How big is this Chick-fil-A brownie? God damn, Chick-fil-A, you're killing people.
Percent of a medium McDonald's chocolate milkshake.
Drink 4 a day.
You can burn off the calories.
Has the same amount as a medium has the same amount of calories as a medium McDonald's milkshake. Okay, so why are we talking about milkshakes? Why are we talking about Starbucks? Why aren't we? Oh, you're afraid of fucking with McDonald's. That's what it is. You're afraid of fucking with McDonald's. So this is the same as a medium McDonald's milkshake. But don't fuck with McDonald's. Let's go back to Starbucks. Shh, don't say that word McDonald's again, you son of a bitch.
If you run 3 miles.
3 miles. Fuck yeah, 3 miles.
So, again, I'm not...
Well, every American gets up and runs 3 miles. We're good.
...here to tell people what they should drink or not drink or eat or not drink. But I wanted the American people, to the extent that they are listening and that they care, to understand why I think Secretary Kennedy made the point that he made about coffee that takes 10 or more words to order.
It's 2 words. Caramel macchiato. That's 2 words. Caramel macchiato. Caramel macchiato. That's 2 words now. Doesn't take 10 or more words to order.
And specifically, Starbucks coffee.
Starbucks coffee, yeah. It's a problem.
Second thing I want to talk about, our friends in the United Kingdom. And they are our friends. I love the people of the United Kingdom. I do. I went to school.
Me too. I love them too.
There for a while. They're wonderful people.
I love all those English people. They're wonderful. They never did one thing wrong in the entire history of the world.
They deserve better than the government that they're being given right now. I don't mean any disrespect in saying this, but I'm not a big fan of the Prime Minister Starmer. The United Kingdom was founded by geniuses.
It was?
At the moment, it's being run by idiots.
The United Kingdom was founded by geniuses and is run by idiots? What? What the fuck is this guy talking about? Who founded the United Kingdom? Not geniuses. Sorry. Soldiers. People who killed the Scots and the Welsh. That's how the United Kingdom was founded. Through conquest, brutality, colonialism. That's how the United Kingdom was founded. Geniuses. In other words, they were geniuses. I don't like that Keir Starmer. He's not bending over quickly enough for my Donald Trump. We need people to bend over more quickly for our president. That's the only way forward.
I want to hand it off now to Senator Britt, who chairs the subcommittee on appropriations and has jurisdiction over the Department of Homeland Security, and let her share her thoughts and observations with you. Katie.
Thank you, Leader Thune. It's a disappointing day. We are 39 days past when we decided we would do a 2-week CR, which we gave the Democrats in good faith to be able to have a conversation about the proper way to fund the Department of Homeland Security.
Can't fund it. Can't fund it. Sorry. Can't fund Homeland Security. Nope.
Moving forward. We are now 25 days into a government shutdown with a department that is
I guess you should negotiate with the minority party.
actually charged with keeping Americans safe.
Then why aren't they doing that? The Department of Homeland Security, as far as I'm concerned, they're just the head of the Gestapo. I don't like the Department of Homeland Security anymore. I don't fucking like them. Don't like one bit. They spy on us. They kill us in the streets. They beat up immigrants in the streets. They beat up citizens in the streets. They kill people in the streets. I don't like the Department of Homeland Security, Sam I am. I do not like the DHS.
I've seen what's happening across our country. We also know that there is the ability to have increased threats. And the agency, whether it be Coast Guard, TSA, CISA, Secret Service, CBP, and ICE have gone
We have more threats because we won't leave people the fuck alone.
unfunded. This is reckless, and it's disingenuous. Here they are telling you they want to see reforms. But I am here to tell you that they have not come to the table. Despite
They came to the table. They said, cameras on, masks off. That was a pretty simple one. And now you guys said, sure, we'll let that happen if you allow us to steal the 2026 election. They want to have voter ID that nobody fucking has by November 2026. Nobody has voter ID. They want to demand voter ID by the November 2026. You can't get it by November 2026. You can't even get a passport by 2026. And that's if you have the money. So everyone's going to take money out of their pocket and get a passport in order to vote. So we've all got to register again with the government. Or somehow go through our attics and find our birth certificate and pull that out and bring that with a photo ID to go vote. It's bullshit. It's a way to steal the election. The voter ID bullshit is a fucking scam, and it's only and Republicans see it too. That's why it's not passing. That's why we're here. That's why you're not passing a CR. It's been 29 days. Yeah, partial government shutdown. That's what it looks like. I guess you should negotiate.
Countless offers to sit down and try to find a pathway forward. They will not even have a conversation with us.
No.
So you were 38, 39.
No, it is not your driver's license. It's not even your real ID is a voter ID. You have to prove you're a citizen. And since every state does real ID differently, that isn't even, your driver's license is not sufficient voter ID. You have to have a passport, a birth certificate, some other thing, or multiple IDs to prove that you're a citizen when you go to the poll. So they want us to pull our whole fucking, they want us to pull all sorts of IDs in order to prove that we can vote. When we don't have mass voter fraud in this country. It's not a thing. Voter ID expands the consent of the people. Therefore government ID is a moral good. No, therefore government is not a moral good. Not a good moral good. What are you talking about? I thought for sure you would understand why it's bullshit. It's bullshit. And they're trying to do it by November so that they could disenfranchise people. That's the goal, is to disenfranchise people. Not to make sure that the right people are voting, not to make sure that immigrants aren't voting. None of that shit. It's complete bullshit to disenfranchise voters, mostly poor people. That's it. And Republicans won't engage with it. Many Republicans are saying no. Because they're lying. Because MAGA is lying again. And it's so obvious and blatant. It's disgusting. But man, this voter ID thing, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
9 days past when we decided this pathway forward.
Oh,
agreed
thank
to them
you,
to
Big
work on
John.
this, and they have not sat down one time.
Big John, Big Bad John. Yes, Big John, you're a moron. Can't spell your. If you're going to insult me, please use spell check. That's awesome. Thank you so much. You can't be this retarded. Yeah, I'm not retarded enough to fall for Donald Trump. You must be fucking brain dead and dumb, deaf, and blind if you were still falling for Donald Trump's con man games. You must be dumb, deaf, and blind and fucking brain dead at this point to still be falling for it. Jesus, wake the fuck up. It's been too long. It's been too long. Too many times. It expands consent. It is factually a moral good. Deal with that. It is not. Sorry, buddy. It is not. It does not expand consent. It takes birthright, your birthright away. It takes your birthright away. Mostly citizens will not be allowed to vote. That's what's happening. You love the citizens. You love Americans so much. Then why do you want them to stop voting? My birth certificate is readily handy in a file cabinet needed for a motor vehicle agency a couple of weeks ago. That's cool. Most people do not have that. In fact, there are lots of black people who are in their 70s who don't even have birth certificates because they were born in houses instead of hospitals because of Jim Crow. And all those people won't be allowed to vote. They're registered to vote. A lot of them are homeowners, but they don't have a birth certificate because of Jim Crow. But you don't want them to vote. Cool. Awesome.
Folks, that means that this is all about politics. It was never about people. We stand here ready to put the safety of Americans in front of that, and I would hope our Democratic colleagues...
That's a lie. They don't care about the safety of Americans. If they did, they wouldn't be starting wars overseas.
More words. Young people love old hobbies. Brianna, you are, quote, a young person, end quote. According to the AP, young people like yourself are taking up old school hobbies like knitting, crocheting, gardening, and heroin.
What?
I added that. To reconnect with simpler times and escape technology's grasp on their meaningless lives glued to smartphones. Does this describe you in any way? Do you have any old hobbies?
I've been crocheting since I was 6 years old.
Really?
So, yes, I'm an avid crocheter.
Why haven't you made me something?
Greg, would you like a blanket or a scarf?
No, I want footsie pajamas.
I can't do that.
Won't take long.
It won't take long. Finally a good joke, Tyree. Finally, thank you for a joke. God damn it. It's so rare in this fucking show.
As a crocheter, I think everyone should pick up a hobby like this, specifically because, my generation came up with social media and we were told that it was going to connect us to the world. We were going to feel connected, and we have felt...
Your generation did not come up with social media. Your generation was enslaved by social media.
I have felt more isolated with the rise of social media because...
My generation came up with social media in order to make money in a collapsing world, in this empire that was bound to crumble. And now they came up with a way to deliver bread and circuses to morons. Well, the next generation, they're going to be worse off than Generation X. So I guess at least they have social media.
There's nothing connecting you to people on
for the
social
love
media.
of God.
No, but you can join...
Now go to the bar.
No, that's the worst
No,
example.
go to the bar.
No.
My millennials, my generation, we would go to the bar, we would get wasted, we would smoke real cigarettes, and then we'd wake up in the morning, go to spin class, then we would go to work, put in a full day of work, be totally fine, maybe throw in the bathroom up to the bathroom like once, and then go back to the bar. That is what it's supposed to be like in your 20s. You guys are blowing it. Crochet.
I think crocheting is cool. I think you should have an old school hobby. I think the coolest old school hobby. Look, Greg Gutfeld says that old school hobbies are coming back because kids hate looking at screens all day, which is cool. I mean, I totally am on board. I think the best hobby that we should bring back is reading. Reading. It helps your brain work. You won't fall for morons like Donald Trump anymore. You won't fall for con men from New York City quite so easily if you get some reading done. It helps you practice critical thinking. You start trying to figure out things, connect the dots between ideas. You start just broadening your horizons. You can even empathize with people that you don't necessarily think you would because of narratives. Narratives allow you to empathize with anybody on the planet just magically through this incredible device called a book. Reading. Bring it back, America. Clip that, why don't you? Clip that. There's no reason why you wouldn't want to verify a person is actually a valid voter unless you wanted to make a cheating more easy. Okay. Hey, Speaker, sorry, I got to cut. Okay. I could tell you really give a fuck about this. Here you go. If you wanted to do voter ID and you actually cared about making it so citizens could vote, what you would do is create some kind of... First of all, you'd throw a bunch of money at it because you'd invent a national ID and get all of 50 states on board and sell it. And then you would have first of all, you'd have to give it everybody for free because voting is not a privilege, it's a right. It's in the Constitution. It's a right. You shouldn't have to pay a penny to vote. So if you want to vote for free, then the government should give you an ID that says you're a voter. Then roll that out over the next couple of years, and maybe you could have a voter ID situation in America, just like you do in other countries. But no, you don't want to do that, do you? You want to spring it on everybody by November 2026 for some reason. Why is that? What's the rush? What's the rush? We've been doing it this way for 250 years. What's the rush? Wouldn't you rather do it right? If you care about what you're saying, then what you need to do is sell it to every state individually, have them ratify it, have everyone vote in, change the Constitution, have an amendment for it, and then require ID for voting. Bingo, ipso changeo, abracadabra, you've got voter ID. It really is remarkable how that could work. You could do it. And you would take all of my arguments away. But you'd have to throw a shitload of money at it. You'd have to have a tremendous bureaucracy implementing it. And go ahead and do it. And you would have to have the vote, and you'd have to have the voters of each state ratify it, which you might be able to do in the current climate. You might be able to do it. Could, maybe. Or you could just have, I think an amendment takes 75% of the states, I think is how that works. I forget what the percentage is because it's so rare that we actually have a new amendment on. But it's not that many states. If a few of the states, you wouldn't have to get all 50 states to actually do it. You'd only have to have a few states do it. I think it's only like 15 states or something. It's not that many, actually. I can't remember. How many states need to ratify an amendment? How many states are required to ratify an amendment to the Constitution? 3/4. It is 75%. So 38 states, 38 states, you can have an amendment for voter ID. And then you could take all your money and dump it on this voter ID idea and then put it all over America, hand each individual citizen a voter ID when they turn 18. It's not even all 360 million of us. It would be, only like, what is it? How many 18-year-olds? Let me ask. How many voter age Americans are there? 2023. They have registration numbers, but how many are there actually in the U.S. Census? How many Americans are over 18 years old? It's only 250 million. So 250 million Americans, you hand them an ID. Perfect. No problem. I want voter ID. It's beyond time. Okay, then do it. But it's not going to be able to do, you can't do it by November because a bunch of people won't be allowed to vote. Because it's either, if you really want that, then come up with a fucking system to get it done. But you don't want to do that because it's not about that. You guys are all liars. You're all liars saying it's about, we need voter ID because we have we got mass voter fraud and all that. It's all lies. That's all lies. But okay, you have convinced yourself that we need voter ID, which is fucking stupid, but whatever. Then do it. Build the infrastructure. Build it. You won't. You won't. Because it's never been about trying to get voter ID. You don't want voter ID. You want to disenfranchise American citizens, poor American citizens. 30 million Americans have no access to proof of citizenship. 30 million Americans have no access to proof of citizenship. So you're just going to say 30 million Americans will no longer be allowed to vote. Come on now. At least be honest. Don't fucking piss down my leg and tell me it's raining, bitch.
Tonight, the White House now revealing at least 140 American service members have been wounded in this war so far. At least 7 American lives lost. And tonight, right here, the interview. The American sergeant describing the incoming Iranian drone that he survived. His fellow service member just 5 feet away did not. Here's our chief foreign correspondent, Ian Pannell, leading us off from the region again tonight.
Tonight, the Pentagon saying today would be the most...
140 Americans have now been wounded. That's a thing. I mean, this is the same thing we saw in Afghanistan and Iraq. We usually don't have that many dead. We have more wounded because our medical facility, we're pretty good. Oh, your arm blew off? That's okay. You'll survive. Oh, you got shot in the head? That's okay. We'll figure it out. You can live. We're pretty good at saving lives. Okay, you're going to live without an arm or with a big hole in your head, but... hey, it's war, right? These things happen. Donald Trump says shit happens.
Intense day of the war so far, with serious questions over the shifting timelines. 24 hours ago, President Trump said of the war, quote, "It's very complete, pretty much." Later adding, "It's pretty well complete." The president making those comments amid extreme volatility in the oil markets. Tonight, it's very clear this war is raging on.
We will not relent until the enemy is totally and decisively defeated. But we do so on our timeline and at our choosing.
Late today, amid reports Iran's now planning to lay mines in the Strait of Hormuz, where tankers carry 20% of the world's oil, the US now saying it's eliminated 60 mine-laying vessels. The president warning Iran the military consequences of mining the strait will be at a level never seen before. President Trump...
Look, people are dying, and nobody gives a shit. That's America for you. 2 wings of the same corrupt bird? Absolutely. 2 wings of the same dragon. Third party doesn't stand a chance to win, but hey, throw your vote away. I love it. I'm going to probably vote for third party in the presidential. In presidential election, I probably will vote third party or write in Mickey Mouse. I'll write in Mickey Mouse or, I don't know, Bad Bunny. I'm going to write in Bad Bunny for president, probably. They give driver's licenses to illegals. Bartholomew, you're so fucking stupid. It's painful. What state do you live in? Most people who are undocumented, they're undocumented, dumb shit. They got fake IDs. They got fake driver's licenses. They got fake but they usually don't have driver's license. It's actually quite hard for an undocumented worker to get a driver's license. Sometimes they can do it in it used to be people would go to Utah because you could get a driver's license without in citizenship or without certain documents. It's pretty hard, actually. Most people that I've known who are undocumented, you know what? They drive around without a driver's license. They just drive without it. They don't have a driver's license. They're giving them away to illegals. My God, you're stupid. You don't even know. Have you ever met an undocumented worker? Have you ever met a person living in this country without the permission slip from the government? Have you ever met a person who's living sovereign? There's all sorts of sovereign citizens out there who aren't driving with driver's licenses. They just don't have them. They just ain't got them. Fake ID won't vote. Exactly. Undocumented workers don't vote. Undocumented people here do not vote. Please show me where undocumented people have driver's licenses. I know, it's so stupid. Back in the old days, like almost 20 years ago, you used to be able to go to Utah. Like if you were living in Southern California, you could go to Utah, but it would cost all this money. It was very difficult. You'd have to prove that you live in Utah, so you'd have to fake that. But people would do it because they wanted a driver's license so they can open a bank account. And so it would be a whole thing, man. So you would go fake everything, go to Utah, get yourself a driver's license so that you can open a bank account. It was very difficult. It's hard. Undocumented people have a hard life. They like working for cash. They live cheap. They live 10 to a house. You guys think that they're like living high on the hog or some shit. They're not. They're not. This is why so many people get arrested when ICE comes to town. They break the door open for one person and then they arrest 10. That's what happens. It's amazing how ignorant so many people are. Yeah, a green card to work, not vote. Bingo. Exactly. That's right. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you.
The Save America Act. We're not going to sign a watered-down version like has been sent up there. Let's go for the gold, and let's just not accept anything else. I'll tell you what, I'm willing to just sort of say I'm not going to sign anything until this is approved.
There's Donald Trump saying that he doesn't give a shit that we have no homeland security right now.
Well, the sentiment is on point, but as we know, Senate Majority Leader John Thune refuses to aggressively pursue this crucial legislation by forcing what's called a talking filibuster. MAGA is livid, and they should be. The key
Oh, yeah, clocking filibuster. The problem with filibusters is once you start going down that road, yeah, can't come back, and John Thune knows it.
Elements of the Save America Act are wildly popular, and they're popular across party lines. Not much is. Well, tonight, Politico is reporting that although Thune will bring up the vote sometime next week, Hill sources are saying it will come up under the usual 60-vote threshold, meaning
a lot of people believe that we need voter ID, and that's up to you, man. If you believe we need voter ID, I'm not here to tell you. I think you're wrong. I think you're a bigot. But I know a lot of you. Something like 75% of Americans believe that we should have voter ID. Hey, I'm in the minority on this. But you have to be a fucking idiot if you think that you can get voter ID by November and not disenfranchise millions of American citizens. Millions of people won't be able to vote. This is not about voter ID. The Save America Act has never been about voter ID. Voter ID is a Trojan horse because they know that you're into it. And they're using it to disenfranchise millions of Americans in the midterm elections in order to keep Donald Trump out of prison. That's all it is. They're lying to you. They're trying to pull the wool over your eyes one more time because they know you're a fucking idiot. And you've fallen for Donald Trump. You bought the watch, you bought the perfume, you bought the sneakers. They know you're going to fall for it. They know you're going to fall for it because you like voter ID. Now, what they think is that enough Democrats also like voter ID, so we should get it done by this session of Congress. It can't be done without, it can be done, but it can't be done without disenfranchising tens of millions of Americans this year. Do comments 3, 2, 1 in order. 3, 2, 1 in order. I don't know what you mean. All right. If you'd like to have comments read on the internet, please do yourself a favor and get yourself a Venmo. And please, Venmo independent media. If you think independent media is important in the face of all of these horrible things that are happening in America, please consider this right now. Okay, I see what you're doing right now, Steve. 3, 2, 1 in order. 3. Here we go, Steve. Are you ready? The argument that voter fraud is rare isn't the slam dunk argument you think it is. Okay. Not when I can show you the government refusing to go after felons when it knows it's embarrassing and would be racist by your standards. Interesting point. Now, just immediately, I would like to say it is a very small thing. It's like 0.04% of ballots cast were fraudulent, and those people are prosecuted. It's not like these people are getting away with it. But, okay, next. And also, to say you have this tiny little issue that is barely a blip and would not sway elections, that we should now have a national emergency and have everyone carry around IDs like this is Nazi Germany in order to exercise their rights is fucking insane. Steve says, also some portion of those people you're claiming that will not be able to get voter IDs are the fake people on voter rolls who this amendment seeks to disenfranchise. So that's not an argument. Because some portion, no, millions, 23 to 30 million Americans don't have access to proof of citizenship readily available to them, which means if you wanted to make it readily available to them, you'd have to have time. You'd have to give them time, but they don't want to do time. If you want to get this done, what's the rush? If you actually cared about this, what's the rush? Third one. You can't use the removal of fake voters as justification to allow fake voters. It will be on the individual to prove their right, not the government to assume they aren't lying. This expands consent. This does not expand consent. You just say that doesn't make it true. It does not expand consent even a tiny bit. It takes away consent from the governed because the governed will not be able to vote. Fewer tens of millions of people will be disenfranchised. Legitimate voters, not fake voters, not imaginary voters, not illegal voters. People who were born here and have the right to vote will be disenfranchised. If you actually cared about any of the shit you're claiming, then you wouldn't want to get it done right now. You would want to have a runway to actually accomplish it in order to expand consent. But you're lying. You don't care about expanding consent. You don't give two shits about expanding consent. What you care about is disenfranchising voters. That's what the America Save America Act is. It's what it's always been. It's always been that way. You're playing word games again. That's not allowed. Illegals is synonyms with undocumented. Is it? Is it? Then why don't you just call them undocumented? It's not. It's not a synonym. I used to say the same thing. But illegal is a slur that people are using for brown people now. It is not undocumented. That's not what it means anymore. It's funny because you never hear about Russian illegals or Irish illegals, but every time it's a white person, they're undocumented. But if it's a brown person, they're illegals. Yet you're calling people here on parole documented. Yeah, if you're on parole, you should be able to vote. What do you mean? If you're on parole, yeah, of course you should be able to vote. And felons should be allowed to vote. Absolutely. I don't know what you mean by on parole, but sure. Yes, he has guns himself. Yeah, of course I've got guns. Are you talking about me? Yeah, I got guns. Fuck yeah, I got guns. Of course I got guns. I exercise my goddamn rights. I'm not gonna be the only American without a gun. Are you stupid? Look at all you fucking liberals out there. Listen, liberals, I say this every day on my show. Get a gun. It's mandatory. Just one. At least one. One is a necessity. 2, 3, all right, you might be getting into a hobby now. 4, I mean, you gotta cut it out. But 1 is a necessity. I think every house should have a rifle and a pistol. But you get to choose whatever you want. 1 is a necessity. 2 is nice. 3, I think a shotgun is a good thing to have. Like, I've got 3. 4, I have a 4th, but it's an antique. I have 4 guns. 1 is like an old World War II gun. It's old. It's not World War II. I don't know what era it is. Anyway, I'm not going to get into it. I have 4 guns. I think I should have 3. I only really use 1. I trained with 2, but it's easy to train. It's easy to train with a rifle. You kind of have to get to learn a pistol. But again, it's mandatory. You're American. Welcome to America. It's mandatory to have a gun. Sorry. Get yourself a gun. If you are one of those stupid liberals that are like, I'm against guns, though, be against them and get one. You can be against them and have them. Have one and then be against it, okay? Like Don Draper smoking cigarettes, saying he doesn't want his kids to smoke cigarettes. Perfectly acceptable. You're hooked on cigarettes, but you don't want your kids to be hooked on cigarettes? That's fine. You want to have a gun and you don't want anybody else having guns? Fine. But it's your right as an American for a reason. You better get one. Or don't be surprised what happens.
It will fail. It will mark the official rejection of an attempt by Utah Senator Mike Lee and his allies to get Republicans to embrace the talking filibuster, which would force Democrats to hold the floor in order to block the bill. My friends, tonight I'm going to tell you this is appalling.
Look, I'm British. I'm probably breaking the law listening to you talk about guns, probably, man. Look, I know in Britain they're like, oh, jolly good time. Oh, what time is it, sir? Oh, crikey, yes. I mean, I guess, like, you guys, your cops don't have guns usually. Your cops ain't got guns. Our cops got guns. Our cops walk around looking like fucking military now. When I was a kid, the cops were like normal dudes with just like a revolver on their shoulder, on their hip. But now, these cops with they got magazines all over, clips. They've got 6 guns, a taser, a grenade hanging up, flashbang grenade. They look like they're going to war everywhere they go. I don't know what the fuck they're ready for, but they're ready for something. And if you're an American, just like, I'm against guns, we should just let the government take control. Damn. Every citizen is obligated to own and carry. Well, sure. I don't care. I'm not saying... If you want gun control and all that shit, you try, but you're not going to get there by being like, I'm just not going to have one. Well, then you're a sucker. You're just waiting. You're just standing around waiting to get shot. That's what you're doing. I'm not doing that. Remember when NWA said, without a badge and a gun, what do you got? A sucker in a uniform waiting to get shot. But it's not just about cops. It's about all of us. Laura Ingraham. I'm sick of Laura Ingraham. She's a pedophile. Look at that. We're bombing people again. We're bombing all these boats. Look at that. We love watching. I didn't know that this was going to be the year that Americans jerk off watching boats getting blown up in black and white. Did you think that was the year? Did you have that on your bingo card? It wasn't on mine. I knew we were going to go to war this year, but I did not know that Americans would literally be whacking it to boats. Like Americans literally whacking it to watching boats getting blown up in black and white. I'm legit an authority on leftist word games on this issue. You're not getting away from me on this. You are a baby and I'm Epstein in this world. Cool. Steve, again, if you want voter ID, work for it. You guys just want everything handed for you, you fucking babies. The vibe, I'm all about vibes. You guys are only about vibes. It's ridiculous. You know what? Sometimes I think that you're not MAGA, but then I realize you're just another magger. You're just a classic ignorant magger. Classic magger. You know what? And you maggers, I don't know what it is about you maggers, but you're all violent. You're all pedophilic. You hate children. You want to buy and sell children, kill children. I mean, I don't know what it is about you maggers. Is it in your DNA? Is that what it is? Because maggers, I don't know what it is about you maggers. What is it with you guys?
Turning my head to the left, and I seen the nose of that drone pop through. And as soon as it did, I knew what it was. Turned to my right, and that's when it blew up and just blew the whole building apart.
Killed
wounds
my
on
friends.
my face from shrapnel. So when I smile, I can't smile very well. I got shrapnel wounds on my arm and severed an artery, impact my groin area, and I still have shrapnel coming out of me. It's just popping out of places. A deployment to Kuwait, everybody jokes about, all the military community jokes about it as being a vacation, not a deployment. But at any point in time, something can kick off with another country like Iran, and you'll find yourself in a situation where it can be hostile really quickly. We thought we were safe, and that was just going to be a silly another 12-day war, and Israel and Iran are going to do their thing, and it'll be over. It's coming to a realization that it's turning into something bigger than we thought.
She died.
Yes, sir. She was literally 5 feet from me. The drone impacted basically right above her, and she was just the kindest woman ever. She always went above and beyond to make sure you were taken care of. She tried to get me into reading books more. I just want everybody to know to don't take anything for granted. Life is precious. Life is short. You never know when you're going to be put in a situation like we were in. Just appreciate the ones you love and the ones that are close to you.
That's true. He now will be picking out shrapnel out of his groin for the rest of his life. His friend is dead. 6 other people were killed. And he says life is precious. It's too bad Donald Trump doesn't think life is precious. He's bombed an entire school filled with little girls, and he put American people in harm's way. If there is a terrorist attack in America, it will be because Donald Trump did this. It will be Donald Trump's fault. It is all Donald Trump's fault. This is a war of choice. Iran did not attack us. Iran didn't do anything except for do what we told them to do, since Barack Obama forced them to sign a document saying that they wouldn't develop nuclear weapons. And guess what? They didn't. There's not been even one shred of evidence to say that they have been. They have not presented any evidence that they were after the nukes. You know why? Same reason there's no evidence that Venezuela was working with the cartels to smuggle coke. That is not, or fentanyl, a weapon of mass destruction. That's all bullshit. There's no evidence of it. They've not presented any evidence. It's always been about oil. That man will be picking out shrapnel out of his groin for the rest of his life for oil. For oil. Not actually for oil, so that rich people can control the oil. So that American rich people can control the oil. That's why. You sound scared, Sky. You seem invested in the outcome of this Republican-Democrat election. Interested to the max. Invested? Did I sound scared? Invested in the outcome. I'm invested in the outcome, aren't you? I thought you were American. You can't really get around it, man. I am subject to the whims of despots. Not much I can do, except for try to inspire people to question authority, challenge the status quo, and try to do something about it themselves. I hope that we can together inspire people to critically think. It'd be pretty cool, right?
This morning, the US releasing new video of strikes on Iranian naval ships, saying it's just...
I can't do this anymore.
This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. As the U.S.-Israeli war on Iran rages on, U.S. military commanders have reportedly been invoking extremist Christian rhetoric about biblical end times, selling the conflict to American troops as a holy war.
Oh, look at this. Religious extremism. Look at America. We're not a religious extremist country. We're totally normal. This is totally normal. We're not some crazy religious right-wing extreme group. Nah, this is normal, guys. Completely fucking normal. How many of those people were on Epstein's Island with Donald Trump? How many of those people are Epstein's Eskimo brothers?
The watchdog Military Religious Freedom Foundation says it's been inundated with more than 200...
Look at this guy. Look at this shit.
...complaints from members across all branches of the U.S. military regarding these comments. One combat unit commander reportedly said the war is part of God's divine plan, and that, quote, President Trump has been anointed by Jesus to light the signal fire in Iran to cause Armageddon and mark his return to Earth, unquote.
If you're just joining us, God has ordained Donald Trump to start wars in the Middle East, and this is all the work of Jesus Christ for peace or something. And God told us to go bomb Iranians and their children, and especially schools filled with little girls, because God said so. This is all from God. God told Donald Trump to do this, everybody. And there's always, every day, someone in my chat telling me that God is the reason why Donald Trump is here. This is why. Don't you worry, everybody. Illegitimi, non-carborundum, hocus pocus, abracadabra, Donald Trump is king. Yes, sir. That's America for you. A country of hall monitors, snitches, simps, and bootlickers. My golly, we love it. We love licking those boots of Donald Trump. He's like DoorDash for bootlickers. Anywhere a boot needs licking, he'll deliver that boot straight to your doorstep. He loves it, man. He'll get paid for the pleasure. Hell yes, you'll pay him. You'll pay to lick his boots. Amazing.
Or we go to Albuquerque, New Mexico, where we're joined by Mikey Weinstein, founder and president of the Military Religious Freedom Foundation. In this last 5 minutes we have, Mikey, if you can talk about the...
You care about consent now? I care nothing about, I care nothing for Daddy Trump. I care only about consent, yet you're prescribing me on an intent to hurt my fellow Americans. For shame. I told you again, if you want to make a case for voter ID, do so and create a bureaucracy, a fucking infrastructure, and a runway to get it done. But you won't. You won't do that because it's never been about voter ID. Your whole thing is to take American citizens and to take away their right to vote. You are trying to hurt American citizens. That's what you're trying to do. And you claim this nativist bullshit and heritage Americans because you know that white people will be less frequently affected than black and brown people. Don't give me this bullshit, you fucking liar. Don't fucking lie to me. You think that I'm some sucker that you met at the fucking truck stop? That I'm just gonna believe your bullshit? I'm not some fucking hayseed rube like these Trumpers, like these stupid maggers that you are so fond of. These fucking Jake Lang Nazi types. I'm sorry. This channel is about questioning authority. If you like questioning authority, hit the subscribe button. If you like having a robust chat, hit the like button.
Complaints you've received, and who are these commanders who are saying this is a holy war?
Yes, Amy. Our foundation, our main purpose is to protect the wall separating church and state in the technologically most lethal organization ever created by our species, which is the U.S. military. As soon as the war began last Saturday, a week ago this past Saturday, we started getting inundated by calls from members of the military indicating that supervisors and commanders across the branches, both in the CONUS, which is the continental United States, and internationally, were invoking the fact that this was great news. They were gleeful. They were joyful. They were euphoric because this was a signal that, pursuant to the Christian eschatological aspects of the end times in the book of Revelation, that all of this was serving as, if you will, an accelerant or lubricant to bring their version of weaponized Jesus back, which I will also make it.
Weaponized Jesus. Yes, weaponized Jesus. It's the Iranians that are the crazy religious extremists, though. Meanwhile, our folks are saying God and Jesus, they told us to do it. Jesus, the Prince of Peace, the proto-anarchist, he is not the one perpetrating this war. Jesus is being used like all the other shit that they're using to fool all you stupid maggers. You'll do anything they say. Anything they say. Oh, it's Jesus told me to kill the Iranians. Great. Yeah. Tell me more. Tell me more how Jesus wants us to kill Iranians. Schools full of children. Hospitals. Tell me more how this is the work of Jesus Christ.
Clear includes a metric of a 200-mile-long river, 4.5 feet deep, Amy, filled with nothing but the human blood of those that their version of Jesus is slaughtered at the Battle of Armageddon. So we were getting 15, 20, 25 calls a day the first several days we were out there. We finally broke this story with journalist Jonathan Larson, and then it went viral. And so what we are reporting now is that we have over 200 complaints, and that we have from 50 different installations. But it's terrifying when you try to put a theological perspective from Christian extremism with what's happening right now, particularly having.
Jesus, you know what? I went to Christian schools. I was forced to read the Bible. I read the Old Testament and the New Testament. I am more Christian than any of these people. They hate Jesus. They hate what Jesus stood for. They hated radical acceptance of Jesus. They hated Jesus's ideas about equality. They hated Jesus's ideas about protecting the vulnerable. They hate Jesus's ideas about mercy and charity and compassion. They hate the idea that he was born in a manger with the animals. They think that Jesus was king, but Jesus is not king. Jesus is proof that a human being experiencing all the pain and turmoil and everything that we go through can still live a life of compassion and charity. That's the lesson of Christ. These people are not Christian. They're not Christian. I'm sorry. If calling me a bad person was an argument, I cared for you'd win. If I cared for you'd win. Problem is, you commies call me bad names just for existing. Get your voter ID ready. We're going in. You know, first of all, I'm not a communist. I know you like to use all these slurs and all these dog whistles, but again, not a communist. But hey, you know, you love to repeat your favorite talking points from your MAGA podcasters that you listen to. And you know what? Go right ahead. It's your prerogative, man. But don't think that I'm going to be one of these fucking, like I said, one of these dudes you met at the truck stop shower. I'm not some lot lizard that's just nodding along to your crazy ideas. I'm sorry. No bueno.
On Friday, U.S. Court of International Trade Judge Richard Eaton ruled that Donald Trump must begin to refund tariffs the Supreme Court ruled illegal and unconstitutional.
We're getting refunds, everybody. Have you heard? We're getting refunds on all the tariffs that we've spent all this money on. Ain't that swell? I'm sure that we're all going to get a check in the mail. Ain't that swell, everybody? It's not going to just be taken by the corporations, right? Right? The corporations are going to give us our money back, right? It's going to be great. I can't wait. It's going to be so cool.
The Trump Justice Department told Judge Eaton, who is an expert on international trade, that U.S. Customs and Border Protection isn't able to immediately comply with his order to refund Trump's tariffs. CNBC reports that Judge Eaton said during a court hearing, Customs knows how to do this. They do it every day. They liquidate entries and make refunds. Judge Eaton...
They do it every day. What's the problem?
...gave Donald Trump 45 days to set up an automated system to process the tariff refunds, saying, quote, these duties must now be refunded with interest, and the clock is ticking. Further interest is accumulating every day, with approximately $650 million accruing per month.
Ain't that great? So you, the American taxpayer, paid for the tariffs, and the corporation... So what happens is, right, the corporation pays the tariff, and then they pass that on to you, and so you pay for the tariff. But then it's going to be refunded. It's going to go to the corporation. But how do you get your money back? Huh. How are you going to get your money back? Oh, you got fucked. Because here's the other thing. You know that money that's being used to pay them back? That's also your money. That's your money too. So you took money out of your pocket to pay for their business expenses. And now they're going to get refunded by the government. But guess what? That's not coming out of here. It's coming out of you. You're paying, you sucker. All you maggers, you're paying twice. You get to pay twice. We all get to pay twice because you wanted a pedophile president and you got one. Wowzer. I wish that people would have said out loud that these tariffs were illegal before the tariffs went into play. But they did. Oh, they did. They did. And they did it anyway. They said, hey, this is illegal. They knew it was illegal. They did it anyway because they knew you were the one who was going to have to pay twice. Corporations are getting paid twice. That's why they love Donald Trump, because they're eating you. They're eating you. You're a sucker. You're just bent over. You're just bent over, spreading your cheeks for Donald Trump.
If the entries are not liquidated before the end of the year, it is further estimated that $10 billion of interest will have accrued. American taxpayers will bear this financial burden. Judge Eaton told Donald Trump
Taxpayers will bear this financial burden. You get to pay it. You pay once at the store, and you pay again in your taxes. You fucking suckers. You suckers.
And his lawyers to file a report describing their process to issue the refunds by this Thursday, just 2 days from now. And yesterday, 2 small businesses sued Donald Trump over his 10% tariff policy that he said he was going to implement immediately after the Supreme Court ruled that his other tariffs were illegal and unconstitutional. The co-founder of one of the companies said in a statement, quote, "Sudden global tariffs make it harder for us to operate, harder for our partners to sell their crops, and more expensive for American families. We joined..."
American families. What do you know? American families get fucked again. Hey, but don't worry. Israel has 100% all their health care paid for. They also get money for their children. If you have a baby in Israel, the government pays you. If you have a baby in Israel, the government pays you. In America, we get, oh yeah, we pay for the babies in Israel. We pay for all of it. We pay for everyone to have health insurance except for our neighbors. We pay for everyone to get kindergeld and assistance for childbirth except for our neighbors. Because we're a bunch of suckers. Because MAGers are stupid and racist. They're so racist that they'd rather pay for Israel to have health insurance because they're afraid of brown people having health insurance here at home. I remember we were paying for health insurance over in Iraq for fucking 10 years. We paid for every man, woman, and child in Iraq to have health insurance for 10 years, but we can't do it here in America.
That left-wing media mob. The legacy media mob is, of course, downplaying the suspected ISIS-linked terror plot that was thwarted in New York City. Just take a look at this now-deleted tweet from fake news CNN.
Bigger than Boston. It was bigger than Boston, everybody. Don't you worry. It was bigger than Boston.
ABC News is reporting Iran may be activating sleeper cells outside.
Sleeper cells. We got sleeper cells in Iran, everybody. We got sleeper cells. Iran, we got sleeper cells. Be careful. Sleeper cells.
What just seems so insane based on what he ran on. I mean,
Joe Rogan. What is Joe Rogan saying? Joe Rogan. Interesting.
Why a lot of people feel betrayed, right? And he ran on no more wars and these stupid, senseless wars. And then we have one that we can't even really clearly define why we did it.
You know, it's so interesting, Willie. Joe Rogan, the scales falleth from his eyes. You had Andrew Schultz, who was sort of, you know, is he MAGA curious or was he a MAGA supporter? Whatever he was, he's not anymore. Like, he's firing on, you know, all cylinders.
Joe Rogan is saying that all of you MAGers are still so stupid to be promoting Donald Trump, calling yourself a Trump supporter after the election like a bunch of fucking right-hand saluting, goose-stepping Germans from 1936. You guys are still supporting a man getting us into wars of choice, wars that we had no business starting. And here we are. Even Joe fucking Rogan is saying, you morons. Of course you should feel betrayed. Of course, because the guy ran on cheap groceries and no wars. We have expensive groceries and more wars. That's what we've got now. And Joe Rogan is pulling his head out of his ass over in Austin, Texas, and seeing it, but you still don't see it. Joe Rogan is finally waking up and saying, wait a second, they're beating the shit out of my neighbors. Okay, you want to get the undocumented workers out, fine. But who said you should be knocking down doors and beating the shit out of women? Even Joe Rogan is against that. Joe Rogan should be apologizing to every American for supporting Donald Trump in the first place, and all of you MAGers should do the same. But Joe Rogan, with his giant platform, at the time, he was #1 in podcasting, and now he wants to tell me, oh, you should all feel betrayed. You should all feel betrayed. You betrayed us, Joe. You betrayed us. So I ask you, should we put Joe in the wood chipper? Should we demand that he apologize for leading us all down the primrose path to iniquity? Should we cancel him? What should we do with Joe Rogan? He betrayed us. He says Donald Trump betrayed us. He betrayed us. That's it. Cancel your Spotify subscription if you have a pair of nuts, you cowards. You cowards. Joe Rogan says that Donald Trump betrayed you. Joe Rogan betrayed you. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. I appreciate you being here. My name is Skyjack Morgan, independent news and culture commentator, free speech and critical thinking advocate. If you're not a channel member, become one. We do a ton of extra exclusive content for you, and I appreciate all of our channel members, our Sky City Rebels. Thank you to Hate Speaker Sargon of Akkad for funding this episode. I appreciate every penny you've put in the pot. It's always a pleasure arguing with you, sir. I'll do it every day as long as you're paying. I'll drink whiskey any way you tell me to drink it as long as you're the one buying it. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you very, very much. If you are a channel member, if you already are a Sky City Rebel, we will start the Afterglow right now. Illegitimy non-carborundum. Don't let the bastards grind you down, because I need you and we need each other and the animals need us most of all. Don't forget to question authority today and challenge the status quo. Don't do what they fucking tell you. And if you must, do it slowly. Slow them down. Your boss says to go faster, you go slower. Fuck your boss. Your boss is an asshole. If your boss is your favorite person on the planet, you did something wrong. Take your uniform, throw it in the garbage. Take your name tag, melt it, throw it in the garbage. Don't do what they tell you. Resist. Don't be part of the machine and do what the machine men tell you. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so friggin' much.